You might not think that a few simple words can make you crave McDonald's breakfast sandwiches. But if you listen closely to the sound of me saying McGriddles, McMuffin, you might be wrong. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. The sweet aromas of the apple fritter, cinnamon roll, and blueberry muffin are hard to resist. So making it home without reaching in your McDonald's bag is no easy task. But nothing worth doing is easy. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
At participating McDonald's.
Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.
Thank you for downloading Sporgy for free on iTunes or from ChristopherMedia.net. Please make sure to rate Sporgy 5 stars on iTunes and help to tell others about Sporgy by leaving a comment. Thank you for following Sporgy on Twitter at Sporgy Podcast and on Instagram at Sporgy_podcast. Please follow Sporgy on Facebook to like and share Sporgy. You can also email the show. The address is sporgy@ChristopherMedia.net. If you would like to donate to Sporgy, you can click on the PayPal button at ChristopherMedia.net. If you use Amazon.com, please click and bookmark the Amazon link at ChristopherMedia.net. It will not cost you any extra money, and you will help to support Sporgy. If you are looking to launch your own website, please click through the HostGator banner at ChristopherMedia.net. Christopher Media uses HostGator to host all of the shows produced by the Christopher Media Network. When you click through the HostGator banner at ChristopherMedia.net and sign up for HostGator, you're helping to support Sporgy. We know that choosing the perfect gift for a man is a difficult task, but not anymore. TheBroBasket.com is here to help. We all know men are hard to shop for, but what do guys actually like? Their favorite alcohol, that's what. It could be craft beer, wine, whiskey, scotch, or tequila. TheBroBasket.com will put it in a gift basket full of their favorite gear and goodies. You can customize your own Bro Basket or choose from a variety of different Bro Baskets, like the Ultimate Import Sampler, the Jack and Coke gift set, or the Junior Executive gift basket. Boozeless, but still cool, Bro Baskets are also available. TheBroBasket.com gives you many shipping options to choose from, including rush delivery and Saturdays. 21 and over, please. State and local laws apply. Beer, wine, and liquor are not available for shipping in all states. You can help to support Christopher Media by clicking through the BroBasket.com banner at ChristopherMedia.net. Men used to be hard to shop for. TheBroBasket.com.
Christopher Media. Let's make some noise. Welcome to Sporgy, the show that gives you half-ass sports fans giving their half-ass opinions. And now, here are your hosts.
Show number 69. Chris.
Rich. I'm the ICEman.
And,
69.
It's been a crazy week. So, hey, we'll use escapism as a theme. If you're listening to us, you're listening to something else. So, that's, we're a sports podcast. So, that's all we'll say about that. You know what we're talking about this week, all right? But number 69. Who do we got, guys?
My one and only is Jared Allen. Rodeo, Jared Allen.
Pretty much what I had.
Yeah.
The Lions this year have a number 69, but he's good. He's on the defense. We'll see how he pans out. I'll mention him next year if he pans out.
Our somewhat legitimate-looking defense here in the Detroit area?
That's for later.
But yeah, we'll get to that later. So, real quick, we wanted to start the show. I believe, ICEman, there's a death in NASCAR that you say is huge. Rich and I have no idea. So just
I have heard of the guy, so I mean...
Well, yeah, I'm as soon as I start talking about this guy, you guys are going to know who he is. For any of the listeners that follow the track, they already know, Robert Yates. He's a car owner. Everybody loved him. He died of cancer. Touched my heart, touched my feels, if you will. He had, 3 500 cars, I think. And what I mean by that, guys, is he's won the Daytona 500 with 3 different cars, as the owner of 3 different cars. But he had drivers. The first driver to jump to Yates's team was Davey Allison. I don't know if you guys know who Davey Allison is. He drove the Texaco car back in the day, but he got killed in a plane crash with Alan Kowicki right behind him, who also went down and got killed in a plane crash. People like Dale Jarrett, Ricky Rudd, Ernie Irvin, Eric Sadler, people like that. That's who was on this team. Chris, if I said Roush Yates, would that ring any bells for you?
For the name Roush.
Okay, there you go. That's the name of his team. A hell of a guy, hell of an owner. Took care of his drivers, knew everything there is to know about racing, and used it every day. So it's a sad moment on the track. The oval is there because of him. Many people got their start because of him. Many people learned a lot from him, and it's one of the greats. All right, it's up there past Dale Earnhardt as to be a great. So we'll miss him, and definitely thank you guys for letting me take this moment to give him his due, if you will.
Well, yeah, it's, I know when I'm outclassed, and in this subject, you win. It's going to let you take the floor, and I guess we'll shift gears. We start off on, it's just been that kind of week, starting off on a solemn note, but we'll just shift it. Well, it's a solemn note if you're a fan of baseball, because the season's over. Your team may not be in. If you are like the three of us, you had Detroit and Kansas City to rely on. Well, that's it for you. See you in spring training. But the baseball season is over. The playoffs are mostly set. Is game 163 happening right now? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, the American League wild card playoff game.
And
that's going on right now.
Yankees playing the Twins. Partial score 7-4.
Roger that.
As the time we're recording. So.
Yeah, but the funny thing is how that game started, though. It was sick. The Indians were pitching first, and they had to pull their starting pitcher because it got 3-0 in a hurry. And then they came right back and tied it at the bottom of the first. You guys aren't watching.
Severino gave up 2 homers in the first to the Indians.
I mean, Twins or the Yankees? Indians are playing.
Twins. Excuse me. It's sorry. Got my American League Central teams mixed up.
So confused.
The Twins, yeah. And then Yankees came back in the bottom of the first, and then Yankees. It's how come I wasn't sweating. First of all, I ain't sweating the Yankees. I don't give a fuck. Rooting for the Yankees is, as Doug Stanhope says, is like going to Vegas and rooting for the house. All right, the Yankees are supposed to win. So what the fuck they do? They buy their championships. So,
yeah, I'm the gist of the mindset that Minnesota, get the fuck out of here. I don't like it.
But then again, I don't give a fuck about any other team in the Central besides the Tigers. They can all go fuck themselves. So
right.
So I don't really care who wins. Doesn't matter to me. But yeah, I wasn't thinking it was over for the Yankees in that first inning. If there's any team that can come back from giving up 3 in the top of the first, it's the Yankees. So yeah, the game's going on as we're talking. I'm sure Earl, king of the partial score update that will be useless when you listen to this, will keep us filled in on the score. So in case you fall into a coma tonight, wake up somehow Thursday, and the first thing you do is pop on this podcast. You'll know how the game unfolded.
And you've lived in the bubble, so yeah.
I'm just saying,
But the other wild card is Colorado and Arizona, and well, thanks for playing Colorado. I mean, that's how I think it's going to go down. But Arizona made some moves, and they seem to pan out. I mean, one of them was taking J.D. Martinez from the Tigers, but good for them.
Yeah, and Thursday is Red Sox Astros. Whoever wins the Yankees Minnesota game versus Cleveland. And then Friday, you actually have all 4 series going. Cubs and Nationals game 1, and whoever wins the National League wild card against the Dodgers game 1.
Is anybody thinking like me? It's going to be the Indian and Dodgers.
No. I think it's going to be the Astros and the Dodgers.
We'll see. Maybe we should add that to picks at the end of the show.
Picks are football.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Look, man, we do a what is it? March Madness bracket. We pick football, and we did an NHL playoff bracket.
You're right. So,
I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, Jesus Christ, just say who the fuck you think's gonna win. It's not like there's fucking 16 teams playing, dude.
Okay, well, I called it. Cleveland, Dodgers.
just another thing for Earl to call. That's all it is.
Well, fucker, I am the Iceman. I'm just saying. Y'all, hold on. Y'all are going to get it this week, because what week is this? 4? Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. And if Iceman was here in week 4, we'd see how good your bracket and your winning percentage is. Who's on top, y'all? I'm just saying. All right, then.
Yeah,
well, I'm glad that...
You drop below 700.
Glad that, one, you realize it's week 5 of football, but you and Doc Brown must have went for a trip in the DeLorean sometime earlier today. And 2...
Well, I still got Einstein. What do you got?
And 2, yeah. No, man, you've called it. It's just, once again, just like most of our group of friends, it's too bad you never put this to any use, or else you'd be a millionaire right now not talking to us.
Give my broke ass alone and watch me sail. I'll buy both of us mansions on a hill.
I'm going to Vegas. You can give me some loot. I'll just sports book up for you.
Yeah. Not so much messing with that place right now.
Hey, the casino's still open.
Yeah, I don't know, man. As far as World Series, I mean, who I want and who I think is going to be there are two different things. I want to see an Astros Nationals World Series. I've been saying that since way early in the season.
Oh yeah. Give me some of that.
I don't know, man. I got a gut feeling that Dodgers they cooled off right before the playoffs started. Worst thing they could have done. So coming out of the National League, I can't give it to either wild card team. So I guess by default I'm going with the Nationals. And American League, well, I'm gonna regret it, but I don't know. Cleveland, that's who I think is going to be in the World Series representing the American League. So
Cleveland versus Nationals, huh?
The World Series that no one gives a shit about the most since 2005, when it was the White Sox and the Astros. Yeah,
the ones that'll have sports programmers throwing themselves off, 50-story windows.
Yeah, you think it's was it Black Monday all over again?
Yeah,
in the 80s.
See, I think Houston made the right moves to keep him in the right spot. I think L.A. going cold right before the playoffs is exactly is a recipe for success. I mean, they already had it mathematically won. I think whenever you cool down, you heat back up. And yeah, they cool down right before the playoffs, which is bad, but it's an opportune time to heat back up. I think you're going to see the Astros and the Dodgers.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, I'm going to maintain this. I'm not a big fan of this one-game playoff. Case in point, tonight's game is going on right now. Yankees throw their starter out there. He gets bounced out. First inning, gives up 3 runs. They put a middle relief guy in there I think they said he's not pitched over 50 or 48 pitches in any appearance in the regular season. And he was at the top of the third. He was already over 40 pitches. I mean, it just, to me, it gives, no matter if you win that game or not, if you're playing like that is Game 7 of the World Series, you're going to handcuff yourself with who you can use in game one of the next series that starts just a few days later. I mean, to me, an all or nothing game, that should not be at the start of the playoffs. That just gives the team who wins that big of a disadvantage. And really, it's just an excuse for a ratings and money grab. They saw what happened in 2009 between the Twins and the Tigers, and they said, well, can we monetize this somehow? Can we make this happen through artificial means every season? And sure as shit, now it does. So I mean, if it happens organically, cool. But if you rearrange the playoff format so you have this matchup, it just seems forced. I don't know.
I think it's more like they look at the wild card and somebody was just like, hey, they weren't good enough to get into the top tier. They're just lucky enough to scrape by. One game, that's all you get. Show us what you got. Best team wins.
I'm really just kind of indifferent to it, but part of me says if you want to add another team, just add another team. Why just do this all or nothing thing? You know, whatever. When the NBA used to do it, just do a best of 5 series. I don't fucking know. Do what you gotta do. But I've just been rather kind of where Rich is. If it happens naturally, it's more exciting. If you force it,
yep.
Meh, I believe is what the kids say.
Well, actually, it's funny that you said that. Because that's kind of what's going on, you know, with the world today. Give everybody his trophy, you know. Thanks for playing. They didn't make it into the playoffs, but here's your trophy. You get one shot.
I don't know. I just don't like it. I don't like the fact that you could run out all your best pitchers for that game, win, and then you fucked yourself going into best of 5 series for the divisional series. To me, it just defeats the purpose. I mean, you said it yourself. They weren't good enough to make it in one of the top 3 teams. So why are you going to beat up on the bottom team? That's the worst case of punching down I've seen in baseball in quite a while. I mean, you really don't want to handcuff any team going in the playoffs. In theory, am I correct? Because that's what sports is all about these days. Parity. They want parity through the league. They want football games in the NFL decided by a field goal. At bet, you know, the dream is 3 points decides the game, but they'll settle for a touchdown decides the game. They don't want blowout games, and so they try to force through salary cap restrictions, et cetera, parity on the league. I mean, I don't know. To me, you can dip your fingers way too much in the alchemy of how the season turns out, and at that point, what are you doing? You're not watching an organic product. You're watching a created product. I don't know.
Huh?
I got to make a confession, though. Baseball and me haven't been friends in many moons. There's nothing really exciting about it to me. And then, well, until this year, I got to tell you that, until this year. And now that I'm watching it, it has changed so much that I'm like, meh. I can't even watch it anymore. Everybody and their brother is hitting home run records now. Because I'm not as bad as you guys in NASCAR, but I'm kind of like, man, like maybe Rich is with basketball. Did I hear it right that they changed the weight of the ball?
I guess I don't know how factual this is, but there's been speculation that they've wrapped the ball tighter to give it more pop off of people's bats. And that's the explanation for the home runs. Who the fuck knows at this point, man? I mean, if any sport has proven that the players are ahead of the curve as far as PEDs and testing, it's baseball. Because this has been a problem. You know, PEDs have been a problem for baseball for what, 20 years now. I mean, steady problem. Some seasons it takes a back burner to other stories, but always comes out that somebody who even the most casual baseball fan will recognize their name was fucking around with PEDs. Problem is they don't catch them red-handed. Case in point, Alex Rodriguez. But I don't know, man. Baseball to me is its best. It's the most exciting and it's its best in the playoffs. And I will say this. I think Fox does an excellent job of their playoff baseball presentation. It's not just the regular season games where it's just all wide angles. You may get like a 3/4 shot of the batter, taking a couple practice swings, or the pitcher, walking back and forth on the mound before he gets set to throw the first pitch. They actually, during the playoffs, they spend a little bit of money. They zoom in on the guys. You can literally see the intensity on their fucking faces because the camera's zoomed in that far. Whereas regular season is just not there. I don't know if they do that on purpose to try to give the postseason like a special feel. But to me, that would... Baseball's all... I've had to try to explain this to people. Baseball's mind games, man. Did a lot of this explaining to people before 2006 here in Detroit. They were like, why the fuck would I want to watch baseball? It's boring. Like, do you understand the mind games that goes on between a batter and a hitter? Or a batter and a pitcher? You understand everything that's going on the field? You're just looking at this pitcher waiting to get waiting to get a sign and throw it in. You don't realize that the other team, they got to change their signs up when the other team has a player on second. The pitcher can tip his pitches. The other team can steal signs, pass the information on through nonverbal cues. There's a lot going on that field at any moment. That if you didn't play baseball and you don't understand baseball, then you just don't get it, and that's on you if that's the case.
Yeah, that's what what Chris showed us in the chat. It's got to be that, because when I was growing up watching baseball, a couple of people would maybe get to 40 home runs. And now I'm led to believe today that either everybody knows how to play better or something's changed. And
everybody's learned how to hit in 3 years.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's very easy to talk about PEDs when people hit this many home runs, but I highly doubt every one of these frickin' players are on PEDs. And if they are, there's an issue with the testing in the MLB. I mean, obviously, Stanton at the leader at the end of the regular season was at 59, Aaron Judge right behind at 52. But, I mean, when the PEDs talk and everything with Mark McGwire was there, it was McGwire, Sosa, Bonds. That's it. Everybody else was below him. They were at 60. Nobody was close. But Judge is at 52 behind 59 with Stanton, and then you go down. Martinez, 45. I mean, it's mind-boggling. It's like everybody is right there. Like, they go to number 8, and there's 5 people with 38 home runs. Mike Moustakas from the Royals. And I'm like, you've got to be shitting me. Bryce Harper's on this list. I'm like, he's number 42 with 29 home runs. I'm like, everybody on this list would have to have PEDs. What the fuck is going on? This is a whole what the fucking thing for me. And then I did some research, and I was listening to people talk, and they changed the ball. And Chris, you just showed us that they did it, in fact. Change the ball. That would explain everybody in the top 50 of home run hitters having 28 or more home runs this season. Now, I put this question to you, my co-host. Do you guys feel cheated, or is it better?
As far as the amount of home runs and the fact that yes, they did do something to the ball to get scoring up.
Seems like they're cooking the books.
Well, I mean, you could say that about the original dead ball era versus the live ball era. I mean, what was it? I think it was like 11 home runs led the league in the dead ball era. The Ty Cobb, in his prime era. And then, boom, Babe Ruth, just smashing the fuck out of the ball. Yeah, he was a great hitter, and he was a power hitter, obviously. But that wasn't all due to him. They changed the ball. After 68, they lowered the mound to give the pitcher less of an advantage. I mean, it's always a game of tweaking shit. I mean, and then just through, I guess, progressions in training and in strength and economy of pitching motion, pitchers have been throwing harder and harder the last, decade. I mean, it used to be if you saw a pitcher hit 99, that was something special. Now it's like, pitchers hit 100. There's always at least one guy every season who is like, oh my God, this guy he's throwing 100, 102.
Zumaya.
I mean, yeah, I would say he was at the tip of the spear of the resurgence of that type of, power pitching. But then they also made it a bigger strike zone. I mean, they're always tweaking the game, and I understand that. It's just the natural part of the game. But to me, baseball is like it's like someone who's protesting everything. Like what are you protesting? Everything. Oh, really? That must be exhausting. How much shit do you ever accomplish because you can't focus on any one thing? They want to make the games shorter, but then the games are the longest they've ever been in the history of baseball this season. They want higher scoring, yet they were making rules in favor of the pitchers. Well, that's not going to help with higher scoring. I mean, it seems like it's just for every step they try to take forward, they kick themselves in the shin and then take 3 steps back. I mean, ultimately, as long as the game pretty much stays and looks the same, I don't think you're going to get a lot of people that are going to complain. I think hardcore baseball fans know if they go to the park, they're going to spend 3 hours in the park. That's not a problem for them. And really, I want a lot of college football games go 3 hours. How come we don't hear people bitching about that? Is it just because it's a once a week, game, and it's not an everyday game like baseball?
Yeah, Rich. But what I'm asking you is, do you feel cheated because of all the home runs now? They've made it so everybody can hit a home run. And I don't know if by changing the ball, if these 100-mile-an-hour pitchers have an advantage when they throw now because of the change. So now you're a hardcore fan. You're going to spend the time in the stadium, and you don't care about the time. You want to watch the game. But are you really watching the game you've grown up with, or are you watching this bullshit that they've presented to you now because they've changed and made it easier? I mean, honestly, it would be like filling the fucking football up with fucking helium so that you could throw 60, 70 yards every time and no problem.
I think he just gave Roger Goodell his new idea.
Oh, shit.
All right. 1,000 passing yards in a game.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, let's be honest, that's really where the NFL wants to take it. I mean, whatever. we can talk about that later. I don't know. I don't feel cheated.
Cracked a smile on that one.
I don't feel cheated. I guess, and I wouldn't feel cheated if I was alive and one season was the last season of the dead ball era, and then the live ball era started next season, as long as it was explained to me and it was out in the open. If they tweaked the game behind the scenes and they fucking were denying that they did it, like if they fucked with the ball and they denied they were doing that, then I'd be like, well, what the fuck are you doing? Just come out and say this shit. It's like when I run into someone and they're like, dude, I don't know how to tell you this, I'm gay. What's with all the preamble, bro? It's 2017. You'd think if you watch TV that being straight was the fucking minority.
Yeah, I'll tell you this, man. I like pussy.
I mean, it just seems like everybody's just slinging dick into people's fucking starfish just left and right nowadays. I mean, what do you oh man, I got to tell you something, blah, 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 blah. Cut out all the drama. Just come out and admit it. If baseball does that, I can't say I feel cheated. I might not agree with the moves they make. I don't agree with putting a fucking runner on second base in extra innings. It's fucking retarded. I've never once been at a ballpark when the extra innings started. And I've only left one game that went into extra innings. And that was because the person I was with was literally getting sick. And I was like, all right, well, let's go. But I've always looked at it as extra baseball. All right.
Sweet.
Yeah. I mean, it's like if you go to Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals and it goes to overtime and you start crying and bitching about it, you crazy? Overtime hockey is the most exciting shit fucking ever. Even non-hockey fans, I've converted to at least playoff hockey fans by having them watch a game that goes into double, triple overtime every time someone skates near a fucking goalie with the puck, everybody fucking, you can audibly hear assholes clench and people lean forward on their seat. That's what we watch sports for, right? Entertainment, ultimately.
Well, I mean, it would be kind of like going to a football game and somebody letting the air out of the ball because it was too hard for them to hold. I mean, that wouldn't happen, but, I mean, it could.
I mean, like I said, as long as any changes are above the board, they're upfront about it, I really don't have any problem. I mean, baseball's just not going to appeal to certain people. It took me a long time to get into pro football because of the play clock. It's longer than college football. You got the 2-minute warning. Every fucking chance they can, they're stuffing commercials in there. I mean, and now, this was 30 years ago I felt this way. Now college football's just as bad. I mean, they took their cue from the NFL. But, I mean, if you're a baseball fan, yeah, you understand how the game works. If you're not, if you're like, the game is boring, it's not exciting, I don't want to watch it. It's like people who hate soccer. It don't matter what you do, you're not going to get people to watch that game.
I'm that guy, by the way. Because I don't understand running for 90 minutes after a little fucking round ball. Like, I don't get it. And somebody doesn't touch me and I fall on the ground and act like a bitch, I'm good. I'm all right.
Well, I think baseball is one of those unusual sports, like soccer, where...
Sure, there's people that don't understand why all these white guys stand around chasing this white ball around.
Well, especially with the rise of the ultra-realistic video games. I think baseball and soccer are those rare sports that people like to play, but they don't like to watch. Because I know people that will sit and buy a baseball video game and play a 162-game season. I know plenty of people who will buy FIFA and play the fuck out of it and will never, ever watch a soccer match. Ever. So that's got to tell you something. Some spectator sports just don't lend themselves to certain type of people and their personalities. I get it. Baseball can be slow. That's why when I hear stories about fans getting drilled with balls or bats flying into the stands, there needs to be some fucking parents who teach their kids, hey, yeah, it's baseball. When the ball is not in play, you can fucking talk and check your phone and shit. But the minute that pitcher fucking digs in, steps in to make a pitch, start paying attention because anything could fucking happen. Especially if you're sitting down the first or third baseline.
Absolutely. I saw someone get hit with a bat like 3 rows in front of me one time. It was crazy. Security swarms on him. Some old guy took a bat to the face. I was drunk. I thought it was hilarious. He was all right. So I guess I could think it was hilarious.
Well, I mean, I'm not for like people getting fucked up, but I've never been to a professional baseball game where there's not warnings posted all over the place if you're sitting close enough to the field. That objects from the game may enter the stands. Big old caution signs all over the place.
Wasn't it technically in the back of your ticket that most people don't read?
That too.
I'm laughing right now at its squirrel moment. The irony that you guys are talking about being hurt at the ball game. The Yankees catcher just caught one in the no-no. But that was my nutsack.
In the cup?
Yeah, there was no cup, dog. You clearly saw it in the sack.
He's a catcher and he's not wearing a cup?
He's not wearing a cup. No, he isn't.
Dumb.
Yes, he is, and he is hurting.
Well, yeah, dude, fuck out of here. That's just retarded.
It's just the irony of you guys talking about it right now. And he's hurting.
Man, cover your nuggets, bro.
Well, if you're talking about the fans, that they need to pay attention because it could come at you at any time. This is the fucking catcher, bro. Catch the ball. You got to mitt. It's your job. You get paid to do it.
Well, I mean, dude, it kind of goes with what we're talking about. You go to a ball game, you sit where foul balls, a bat that the batter loses grip on, whatever, could come flying into the stands, and you spend the whole game with your nose buried in your phone, finger fucking it. I mean, if you're a little kid and you get drilled, I mean, I put a little bit of that on the parents and a lot of that on that's just bad fucking luck. That's the day that you don't buy lottery tickets. Your luck is not in on that day.
Or maybe you do buy a lottery ticket.
Because you've used up all your bad luck.
Or that too, and just think of the odds that you just fucking...
But if you're a grown-ass adult and you're sitting there and you're not paying attention and you get drilled, that's your fault. If you're a catcher and you're not wearing a cup and you catch one in the fucking coin purse, that's your fucking fault. I mean, as a man, I have empathy for that because I have been hit in the nuts. I know what it feels like. But you're a dumbass. You're a professional baseball player, and you're playing catcher. How many balls bounce up to the catcher?
Yeah.
How many curve balls break way too fucking low and bounce in the dirt up into the catcher's body? What the fuck are you doing?
You are a professional baseball player with access to professional sports equipment, like a professional cup.
No shit. I mean, they don't call the catcher's equipment the tools of ignorance for nothing. So, I mean, yeah. Hey, you get drilled, that's on you, man. You're an adult, you should have been paying attention. If you don't want to pay attention and you want to just be that casual of a fan, why the fuck are you spending that much money to sit that close to the field? Go sit in the second or third upper deck.
Yeah.
Go sit in the skyline. You can see the whole field from there. You get a nice a panoramic shot on your camera.
And you don't get hit in the balls.
No. Most you might catch is a fucking contact buzz from all the potheads sitting up there because the ushers are too lazy to walk up to the top of the skyline and tell them to stop smoking.
Yeah. So, one sport ends, sort of. Another begins. We are, by the time this posts, the hockey season will be 1 day old. So, no, Rich, you probably been frothing, waiting for this week. It's your time.
I mean...
You wearing loose pants?
Well, loose shorts, but yeah. I not as much as I have throughout other years of my life, but it's just because Red Wings suck and they're in a rebuilding process. This is how bad the Red Wings are expected to be this season. In the new NHL game, when you play franchise, wherever the franchise is in real life, that's where you start off. When you start off taking over the Red Wings, it says flat out they're in rebuilding mode.
Damn.
Your job is to sell so many concession stand products and keep the venue, like I think, at 2/3 of sellout for the season. I mean, so it's like, I'm not expecting anything great from the Red Wings. I have no reason to believe that there's going to be some sort of breakout season with a bunch of breakout stars that no one saw coming. So it's kind of the rest of the league that I'm interested in. The problem is we go back to the very well-worn fucking subject on this podcast, is that unless you want to go online and stream a fucking shitty version of a game, it's kind of hard to watch those games if your home team isn't doing shit.
You don't have the money for the center ice package.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not dropping like $400 or $500 for that.
That's really how much it costs.
I want to say
they're the clear fourth, right? They know NASCAR's coming up on them.
When I looked into it, I think it was like $350. I think it was like $150 for half the season if like you waited till after the season was half over. So you'd save a little bit, I guess. Because I thought about doing it last year, but I was like, I'm not dropping that much money on that. There's no way I'm going to watch all them games to make it worth it. There's just not. It's not like football. It's not like a 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and then a Sunday night game, a Monday night game, and a Thursday night game.
I could see it now. Rich out with everybody having beers. Oh, fuck, I got to go, y'all. Yeah. We just got started. We're hanging out. No, you don't understand. Game's starting.
I have to watch 23 hockey games.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I got 5 hockey games all starting at 7:05. Yeah, there you go.
Going to the Pentabox.
Yeah. So... No, it's going to be interesting. I mean, you got the last. I mean, I'm not shocked by the signing. I guess there was rumors that Jack Eichel from Buffalo may go someplace else, but he ended up signing an 8-year extension for $80 million. So he's making $10 million a year. I think salary cap for how much they can pay per year is somewhere around $15 million at this point. So I mean, they didn't give him a max contract, but to me, I guess it shows, for whatever reason, players in the NHL aren't as quick to try to build super teams,
unlike other
and
leagues,
jump ship as the NBA. And that's not. I'm not. It's not a good or bad thing in my opinion. It's just an observation I'm making.
Well, I mean, is it financially possible in the salary cap era? I mean, because I believe the last super team, our home team, was the benefit of it. I believe the salary cap was put in place to, love the 2002 Cup, but I mean, I think the general consensus is, at least in this podcast, is that we bought that cup.
Yeah, I mean, it was them. It was the Avalanche. I mean, it was also to ease the spending of teams that were spending tons and tons of money and not winning a fucking thing. You know, Toronto Maple Leafs looking directly at you.
Oh.
I mean, you know, they were spending money hand over fist and they weren't winning shit. I mean, they didn't even have a Cup Finals appearance to hang their hat on. You know, meanwhile, Carolina, Washington, Philly, you know, all these teams did. And one of your flagship franchises, one of the biggest franchises in the league, can't sniff the finals, but spending money hand over fist, and they're trying to keep up with the American dollar because they're a Canadian team. There's a lot of politics to why the salary cap was put in place, but I mean that 2002 Red Wings team, 2001 Avalanche team, that did really. That was kind of like, okay, you guys are getting a little too fucking crazy with it now.
Yeah.
It's like an old school when he's like earmuffs,
yeah.
And then he goes earmuffs, cunt, bitch, dick, blowjob. He's like, hey man, look, I said I'll cover his ears. You don't have to celebrate the fact, you know.
Didn't make a point not celebrating, Frank.
I mean, that's
Mike Ilitch, take your bag with the dollar sign and put it away.
That's what Mike Ilitch did when he was, you know, let's give Brett Hall a cup, let's give Dominik Hasek. He was like Oprah Winfrey of NHL. You get a cup and you get a cup. Everybody gets a cup.
Yeah, but you have to think, what two teams did he own at the time? He owned the Tigers and he owned the Red Wings. And the Tigers, he had tried throwing money at free agents. He could not attract them. I mean, it wasn't until 2004 that he got pudged to come here. And that's when other free agents, not the huge big name free agents, Derek Lowe didn't come here after the 2004 season. I think he went to the Dodgers, if I remember correctly. And Derek Lowe is a Michigan boy, you know, Metro Detroit native. He didn't come home and take a hometown discount. I don't even think he gave him really fucking more than just a cursory, okay, let me listen to your pitch. Thank you for your pitch. Have a nice day. I mean, he took guys like, you know, Maglio Ordonez, who was injured, who was a big question mark. You know, but I mean, he also threw money at Troy Percival, who 2 seasons before had been the closer for a World Series team. And Percival blew out his arm. I mean, so he was trying to spend money, but he couldn't with the Tigers. So what's he going to do? Of course he's going to. He's got this money that he can't spend with the Tigers. Might as well dump it in the Red Wings and keep winning cups. As long as the rules say I can do it, why not do it? It's the Bill Belichick way of thinking. I'm not breaking the rules. I'm just flirting with bending them really far.
It's walking right up to the line.
Yep. I mean, if we've learned anything with this recent college football fiasco, or not football, but college basketball fiasco, all the college football fucking scandals, as much as it pains me to say this, if you're not cheating, you're really not trying. If you're not bending the rules, if you're not flirting with outright breaking the rules, you're not trying.
Hear that, Harbaugh?
Well, I mean, remember all those satellite camps that the NCAA put a stop to after his first season? Because the fucking SEC was crying that why does he get to have these satellite camps in our backyard? Because he doesn't have a pipeline into your state for recruiting, you dipshits.
Or your budget.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, and don't get me wrong, I'm sure there's money changing hands from boosters to Michigan football players.
What? That happens in Michigan?
Same thing. Same thing with any of the Power 5 conferences. There's going to be money changing hands for the teams that are always wanting to be in the top 25. To me, that's just a given. It's just until you get blatant with it, it's like speeding. If you do 5 over, you're pretty much safe unless you just catch an asshole cop on a bad day. But if you're doing 15 over, you're basically, you might as well wave a flag, say, pull me the fuck over. You know, little cheating's to be expected. Like Southern Methodist and the U in the 80s. And no, that was going way over the top. USC in the 2000s, way over the top.
Mm-hmm. Louisville this year, to be continued. Yeah. TBD.
When
Patino gone later.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
Hope you got everything done in your career you ever wanted to get done, because your career is over, motherfucker.
That is it. See you later. NBC you later.
Wow. My question is when is Alabama going to get theirs?
Yeah, you know Saban's got to be sweating, shredding phone records.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, 'cause you can't touch Alabama, bro. You ain't been able to touch Alabama in many moons.
When they finally do come crashing down, that's going to be like, it's either going to be like they got the headshot on them. They're like, got them dead to rights. There's no way they can weasel out of it. And then you just start seeing everyone from coaches to players start jumping ship like rats on a sinking ship.
Like Pete Carroll?
Yeah. Ooh. Or they're going to bust them just to bust them for some bullshit violation, take some scholarships, et cetera, and it's just going to keep going on the way it always goes on.
The OJ, they'll get them on technicality.
Right. You're going to serve 13 years because you sat in a room. Anyways, what really shocks me is that this came out of left field. This was like an RKO out of nowhere, if there ever was one. Because with all the big scandals that's happened in college football, it was always, it broke, the NCAA handled it, you know, people were fired, things were taken away, forfeited, whatnot. You know, USC, Notre Dame,
Penn State. You fancy now? Notre Dame.
Dude, don't mess with my Notre Dame, man. I'm telling. But, you know, Penn State, just all the big scandals that have been happening here recently with college, it was kind of like it broke. People were like, oh, fuck. All right, we're going to make you vacate. We're going to kick you out. You're fucking fired. Fuck you. You're cool. Fuck you, and I'm out. You know, but the fucking FBI came out and was like, this is what we got. Some people are going to be fired. Some schools are going to have to do what they got. And a lot of you motherfuckers are going to prison.
Some of you better.
It just shocked me. I was like, damn.
So you better start doing sphincter exercises.
If you guys didn't watch any of the FBI press conference, you need to look that shit up, because that guy don't play. He had like not a soft spot anywhere near him for college people. He don't care how good Patino was. He don't care about anything.
This guy's like, I watch pro ball. Fuck y'all. Here's what's going down.
It was more like he was the geek and they were the jocks. And yeah, who's laughing now, motherfucker?
Oh,
clank clank.
He's like, yeah, shove me in the locker. Check this shit out.
Check my locker out. This is the Hurt Locker. Go on.
Well, isn't that what you're supposed to do if you're the FBI and you're heading a criminal investigation? You're not supposed to be starstruck about, oh my God, it's Rick Pitino, it's Louisville.
No, but Rich, think of what I'm talking about though. Why it shocked me? You got old men touching itty bitty boys in a shower. It broke. It happened. They dealt with it. You know, Sandusky did his thing. They vacated. Game over. The FBI, it comes out in this situation is like, it's almost like a foot has been put down. Like, all right, NCAA is not handling it the right way. You all motherfuckers are going to prison.
Well, dude, I think you're very, very, very much fucking selling what happened with Penn State short. There's still motherfuckers going to prison behind that shit. And that's been, 4 years?
Yeah.
I mean, literally this year, there's people going to prison over that shit still. I mean, that's when you're rich and you're guilty, what you do is you buy your freedom by postponing the trial as long as you can. And that's what a lot of these guys have been doing.
When you're rich and you're guilty, your ass starts to learn a different language, and the best word is non-extradition.
Well, I mean, there is that. Plenty of examples through the years, but still, I mean, Sandusky went down pretty fucking quick. His son just went to prison. He was involved in molestation on some level, which is all types of fucked up. I mean, what kind of sick-ass fucking Rob Zombie family is that to where, come boy, daddy gonna show you how to molest these little kids. That's some fucked up shit right there.
Yeah, the whiteboard for the play action is a doll. That's fucked up.
Yeah, I know.
Touch him here, not here. Throw it here, not here. What the fuck? But he's crying. Put it here then. What the fuck? Ugh.
I wonder if Sando's been raped yet.
I don't know, man. I've heard different stories from different people, supposedly that if you're a high enough profile person and you're in for a crime like that, they take you out of Gen Pop. But I mean, then you got to think, what was Jeffrey Dahmer spent a total of 4 years in prison before somebody beat him to fucking death? How much more high profile and crazy of a crime do you need?
Shoved a broomstick up his ass.
I mean, yeah. I mean, dude was eating motherfuckers and then trying to zombify them and then fucking them.
Well, not for nothing, Rich. I mean, it took him that long.
Not enough to eat their corpses. I gotta try to fucking fuck it too. I mean,
but I mean, and that's what I'm saying. That's why I let you finish. A guy like that, I mean, he deserves to die. But do you want to get that close to make that happen? I sure the fuck don't.
Motherfucker, take a hunk out of you, and come back for seconds.
him and Mike Tyson need to meet.
And your booty hole.
Just saying. Him and Tyson needed to meet.
What I'm saying is, I like you and I want you. Now we can do this the easy way or the hard way. I'm sorry, sir. We're not doing this anyway. Okay, see, now I see you chose the hard way. Oh, shit. By the way, if anyone listening, you've never seen that, look up MSNBC's Lockup. It's on YouTube, and look up Booty Warrior. And then if you really want to laugh, look up the Boondocks from Cartoon Network's goof on the Booty Warrior. It's definitely worth the look. Let's just leave it at that. Yeah, I don't know. This shit with college basketball, though, this is no bullshit, man. And I know it's no bullshit because there was the breaking news, the information dump from the feds, and then there hasn't been shit since. And that's how you know that they're fucking playing their cards close to the vest. They're playing for keeps.
They turned on the light and the cockroach scattered.
Yeah, enough came out to get Patino and the athletic director fired, and then that's it.
Pretty much. I mean, dude, think about it. Look at court cases in our lifetime. Court cases where the prosecution was way too vocal about what they were doing and what their fucking plans were and its strategy in the courtroom was. A lot of those prosecutions failed. First one that comes to mind is the O.J. Simpson one.
And we're shredding this document. And what other document did she say she was subpoenaing? Oh, that one. That one's in the shredder.
I mean, the judge who presided over his Vegas shit learned from Judge Ito's mistake and basically said, "Get the fucking cameras out of here. We got a sketch artist. That's as close as you're getting to pictures." And I mean, look what happened in that case. The prosecution wasn't trying to get book deals and shit off of that case. They were just trying to win that case, and they did.
And it didn't last for 4 fucking years.
That too. But I mean, this is the feds. This is college basketball. I think the less you hear about it until it gets into a courtroom, the worse it is for college basketball.
Right, and I don't want to celebrate FBI too much. I'm like at this point, well, you know what? It's about fucking time, man. You have college kids raping girls. You have fucking college coaches raping little kids. I mean, you know, fuck all the mistreatment with money and athletes. I mean, damn, do something. And then they came out and did this. It's almost a precedent, but for me, it's an about time. Now, hopefully, people learn their lesson. They won't, but hopefully, you know, it calms down some.
No, it makes me wonder who's next.
What are they, Goldberg, dude? It's the FBI.
Well, no, dude, one team. You know how many colleges there are? One team, one program. I mean, who's next? Is it going to be a basketball program? Is it going to be a football program? I mean,
well, there was like 4 or 5 in this.
There's blood in the water now, man.
Well, I'm just saying, in this particular one with Louisville, there's 4 or 5 colleges indicated in here.
Is this going to be looked at as the incident that changed college sports forever?
Well, I have to say this before
the beginning.
Just to throw this out there, I'm not a real big fan of throwing people in prison over crimes that are nonviolent crimes. I mean, like if you clean someone, you know, out of their life savings, that's one thing. But I mean, money changing hand between boosters and players. I don't really think we need to fill up the federal prison with a bunch of fucking NCAA basketball boosters and former players. I mean, we already have a bunch of people in prison for nonviolent crimes as is.
Rich, that's not fair. Prisoners need to eat. Stop it.
But at the same time, when you have the NCAA, which is, I mean, the joke is, you know, USC gets caught fucking up and they punish Cincinnati. I mean, that's there's a reason that's a joke, and it's a stereotypical joke for the NCAA. It's because it's been true so many times. You know, the major programs, yeah, they take a hit. Yeah, we're going to take your Heisman from you. You're going to vacate your wins. What the fuck ever. The point is that they've already made the schools already made their money off of that shit. The players are no longer there, and as we've seen, the coaches have no problem leaving.
Yeah,
none whatsoever. Take a 2-3 year vacation and boom, come back and get a fucking prestigious college football coaching job again. I'm looking at you, Uncle Urban.
So, Rich, do you think if SMU is OSU, that death penalty never happens?
Definitely. The one thing I took away from that at 30 for 30 that everybody said, even the boosters for the other teams in the Southwestern Conference before they dissolved it, they all said the same thing. SMU was doing nothing different. They were just flaunting it, and they picked the wrong players that would talk. I mean, to this day, Eric Dickerson won't fucking say a goddamn word about anything as far as what he might or might not have got to go to SMU. All right, but you had other players who couldn't keep their mouth shut and were just running around telling anyone that would listen to them, you know, hey, I was getting this, I'm getting this, I'm getting this. And I think that's one, SMU was doing very well out of nowhere, and they're not supposed to. I mean, I'm kind of surprised the U didn't get the death penalty.
Well, it's because it kind of ties in with what you just said. The question I asked you. It's because they're the U, right?
Well, Notre Dame as well.
Yeah, but Notre Dame is way too prestigious to get the death penalty. The U really wasn't shit until the late 70s when Howard Schnellenberger showed up. And I mean, it was like, it seems like it was forever, but it was really from like, what, 79, 78 was his first season there to the early 90s when the U was doing all that dirt. And I mean, they weren't shit before that. 10 years in the history of college football is a drop in the bucket. I mean, Michigan's been fucking shaky as fuck to flat out garbage for, you know, the last 10 years. And it hasn't even put a dent in their all-time fucking record. I mean, that's how long they've been playing. Who the fuck was the University of Miami? Nobody's. That's why I'm surprised they didn't get it. And also, I think that there was probably a lot of money that changed hands.
A little bit.
Yeah, but that's with this though, Rich. Louisville's pretty fucking well known. I mean, they're a Final Four threat every year before the season starts.
Not anymore.
Well, and that's what I was talking to you when this story broke with Pitino. There's huge division in college basketball about the one and done. And Pitino was the biggest guy who wanted to have it. You come to college for a year, you play for a year, you go to the pros. Now, to the untrained eye, if you will, like me and anybody else, he wanted that because he could turn them over. He could use their talent, get them out. Use their talent, get them out. But now what it's coming down to, and I guess we'll wait for the court, you're innocent until proven guilty in my eyes. But he was making a fuckload of money by doing the one and dones.
Well, yeah, and it also gives. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
People like Kentucky are the exact same way. They are also a Final Four threat because of their coach. Here in Kansas, KU, big threat. So I'm wondering how far this is going to go. I like what Chris said. Who next? Type of thing. You know what I mean? Because all of these one and done colleges that want just to turn out players every year, just bang, bang, bang. And the way it's ICEman to me, with the way that the story broke, is every time they left, they got money because they were, influencing to sign with so-and-so and doing so-and-so. So if every time they left, they got money, and it's every year, come on now. It's a lot of fucking dough, bro. I was joking about them, get to non-extradition country, but they got money, they could buy the whole fucking country, man.
Yeah, but also the one and done gives them a perfect chance to not leave a 4 to 5 year trail for someone to pick up on.
Absolutely.
And come after him. I mean, if you redshirt a player and he plays all 5 he's redshirted his freshman year and he plays as a second year freshman, plays the rest of his 4 years of eligibility, and he's a bought and sold for player, there's 5 years of fucking paper trail you got to cover. 1 year of paper trail for these one and dones, and you're really going to tell me these guys are fucking buckling down and worried about that second semester of the 1 year they were forced to go to college?
Fuck no.
They are training for the fucking NCAA tournament, and that's it. They don't give a fuck. I would really like to see accurate, non-juked stats of the one and done's attendance,
college transcripts.
Yeah, but I was just saying, I want to see the ones that they haven't been, the numbers haven't been massaged. I want to see if they even bothered showing up to half their fucking classes once they realized we're in the tournament, and once this tournament's over, I'm going to declare my fucking self-eligible for the draft, and then it's fucking over with. Once they talk to an agent, once they declare for the draft, there's a laundry list of shit that once you do, you can no longer ever play college basketball again. If you admit to doing it, that is. Because I think we all know there's players that have, before the one and done rule, were trying to decide if they wanted to come out early or finish college, and they talked to the agents, but they just did it behind the scenes.
Ballers.
I mean, these rules are stupid and arbitrary, in my opinion. Who the fuck isn't going to talk to an agent about their future? And why is that such a bad thing? Why is it a bad thing for players to be able to make a profit off of their own likeness?
Well, hang on a second. It's a very simple answer to that question. Why is it a bad thing? Because people who think it's a bad thing are for the college, Rich. Okay? Just like they're going to turn a profit from their talent, quote unquote, so is the college. All right? So when you have a star blue chip player at your college, people are going to buy tickets. Okay? And the longer that person stays, the more tickets they're going to sell. And the more tuition he's going to get paid. So college is a business just like anything else, my friend. Boosters and everything else are going to donate to your college depending on how well your team does.
I can argue there's a vested interest there if they're good and they can put butts in seats.
So it's terrible for the one and done for the college because, holy shit, look at this kid go. Oh my God, he's amazing. And he's gone. See ya.
And he's gone.
Fuck. So that's the simple answer. College is a huge business. Trust me, been there.
Yeah, but also you have to remember, the NBA does have a developmental league and will put players in it, whereas the NFL, there is no minor league. Minor league for the NFL is NCAA college football.
You had NFL Europe for a hot minute.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could say the Canadian Football League, but I mean, I don't think anybody can make the argument that the CFL is that the best team in the CFL could handily whoop the ass of the best team in college football. Like, hey, I don't care how bad a team you are. I don't care how bad. Yeah, okay. I don't care how bad you are of a team you are in the NFL. You would stomp the shit out of the best college football team that year. Take the worst team from the NHL or from the NFL, have them play the best team from NCAA, and they will stomp them. That's all there is to it. That is the cream of the crop.
Do you think the Browns would beat Alabama?
Yes. I do, because that's as fucked up as the Browns are, that's 53 of the best players chosen from over 120 college programs that have 100 players on their roster.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
I mean, it's like Earl and I have a friend who was very convinced during the Joey Harrington era that if he saw Joey Harrington on the street, he could beat Joey Harrington's ass. And I said, "You're fucking retarded." And he started arguing with me. He's like, "I'm a landscaper. I'm out there doing physical shit all day, blah, blah, blah. I'm in the best shape of my life." I'm like, he's a professional athlete. He is one of 32 including backup. He's basically one of less than 100 people in the world good enough to play the position he plays. He has been working out every day of his life since they found out he could fucking toss a football far. That his cardio alone would wear your fucking hairy ass out.
Yeah, his day starts at 5 in a gym every day for the last 15 years. Where does yours start?
Well, yeah, that's like when I saw Aaron Ward at a bar. I'm like, damn, he is big. It's not just the skates. It's not just the skates. And I asked him for an autograph and to talk to him about, who's the better goalie, Brodeur or Belfour. Man just looks at me. He had a shot glass. He looks at me and goes, "I don't want to talk about work." Yes, sir. Okay, and you guys that don't know me, but I'm pretty big. I'm 6'3", 350. And I was like, "Yes, sir. Don't talk about work. Sorry to bother you. Thanks for the talk." Aaron Ward at the time was a mean motherfucker, y'all. I'm just saying. It's not something I want to do is have a bar fight with Aaron fucking Ward. I've had a lot more smarts. I'm just saying.
Yeah, and after reading a lot of NHL players' autobiographies, maybe it's because NHL players are more accessible. At least people think so, and they think they can be a lot more familiar with them. But it seems like bar fights with civilians is not something that happens once in a great while. It seems like it kind of is like a rite of passage, and it kind of happens quite a bit. I mean, from
which means he has experience. Fuck that.
That's what I'm saying. From junior hockey on up, ever since he's been billeted with a hockey family and he's playing for some team in his teens, he's been getting into bars with a fake ID, beating the shit out of townies. I mean, it's like, yeah, I'm good on that, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
Rich,
my face pounded by a hockey player in a bar is not on my bucket list.
Not at all.
I told the guy with me, I'll just call him Flower, and you'll know. I was like, if he starts yelling, "Hey, Bobby, come here," I'm done, dude. I'm running. You talk to the motherfuckers. Game over. I put you in charge. See you later, dude.
Hey, Bobby, Joey, and D-Mac, I need to talk to you guys. Get over here for a second. Oh, shit. I'm out of here.
Fucking done.
Later.
No, but, yeah, that was one of the moments that I just was like, I'm big, but I've got nothing on him. I'm good.
I'll be in the truck. You let me know.
That's what I was saying.
Pick your folded ass up off the floor.
I feel my muscles. I can actually see his muscles. No, I'm good.
My dad told me something when I was a kid. I was about 8, 9 years old. He took me to bike week in Daytona Beach, and he goes, "Now, son, I'm going to tell you something. You're going to see some wild and interesting looking characters. But I'm going to tell you this right now. If you run your mouth and say something to them, and they come over to stomp the shit out of you, I'm going to let them do it and then go grab a putty knife and scrape you up off the blacktop. I'm going to let them teach you a lesson." I was like, right. Got it. So like I learned at a young age, don't fuck with a dog that you don't know. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, like I said, this mutual friend of ours who thought he could kick Joey Harrington's ass, I tried to explain to him, his conditioning alone would wear you out. Do you understand what I'm saying? You'd be gasping for breath, coughing up every Marlboro Mile and bong hit for the last 20 years of your life, and he'd just be sitting there not even fucking breathing heavy. All right.
Speaking of that, dude, he was here at my house just a few months ago. 40
Harrington?
years old talking. No, the hairy guy. 40 years old talking about, and I beat anybody's ass I come across, anybody's ass in this house. I went and grabbed my 40 and was like, yeah, I don't think so, son. And see, that's a bullshit. That's what shit is. I'm like, no, this is what 40 looks like, dog. We're not 20. You stand up to try something, I'm gonna like, nah, dude. I'm 20. I'm 20 years too late for that.
Well, and this is kind of sports related because I've known a lot of jocks and former jocks, and I don't really understand the jocks that hit 40 and somehow still think they're in peak physical condition like they were when they were 16, 17.
Hey, Uncle Rico.
Yeah. Like, I don't get it. It's like, dude, no. When's the last time you lifted a weight? When's the last time you ran stairs? When's the last time? You know what I'm saying? Like, don't.
Yeah, I'm not that guy. I could sit in the goal without the pads now, Rich. I'm good. I'll just sit there. Look like Jabba the fucking Hutt and shit. I got it.
Ho, 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 ho.
Right? That's me.
Bring me Solo in the puck. Ho, 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 ho.
It's more like Pizza the Hut at this point. Hello.
But yeah, it is funny seeing the old jocks hanging on to especially once you start hitting like 40 and they're clinging to that high school fucking, like it's like their mind is static. It's like they've always been in high school. And it's like, no, dude, you are 22 years removed from it. Do you understand that, like, you are shorter than you were in high school because gravity has pulled you down. Nature is pulling you down,
you
dude.
lose muscle and bone mass.
Your nuts haven't only dropped, so is your sack. Don't sit on that, okay? Stop it.
Exactly. When you sit on the toilet, you have to wipe your balls as well as your ass when you get up, all right? All right, Jesus.
People are going to try to take you out your knee and kick you in the nuts. Stop it.
You are not, your first name is not Tom, nor is your last name Brady. It's over.
Well, I mean, speaking of fucking old men still out there, Jagr got signed to Calgary. 45 years old, 1-year deal. I got to say this. In the last week, there's been rumors flying around in the hockey circles that he was going to get signed. And one article said, is he really worth it? And it was an article that was posted on Facebook, and you clicked it, and it kicked you over to their site. And at their site, it said, "Is Jagr worth it at 45?" And it just had a picture of him with his shirt off. What do you think? And I'm just like, homeboy's in better shape than I've ever been in. He has muscles at 45 where I didn't have flab at 18. You know what I mean?
It's on that Chelios diet.
Exactly.
I put Jaromir Jagr in the category of Morgan Freeman. Those motherfuckers don't age. They just stay the same age since I've known that they existed.
Morgan Freeman's always been 70. Yes, exactly.
That's what I'm saying, dude. They don't fucking age. You look at them, you're like, okay, you look like that when I was 10, motherfucker.
This is the truth. Revenge of the Sith come out in 2005. Go look at Samuel L. Jackson in that movie, and go look at Samuel L. Jackson in Pulp Fiction, and tell me which one does he look older in.
I know, right?
Pulp Fiction.
Exactly. Like, there is something to it. Black, don't crack. I don't know what to tell you, man.
Well,
it's just the truth.
That motherfucker is the exact same as I remember him when I was at my house watching him with you.
Shit, he even still has that half-ass mullet. I mean, it's no longer like the Kentucky waterfall he used to have, but I mean, it's like he's got like a mullet-ish, like that Patrick Swayze and Donnie Darko, just a little too long in the back, still holding on to it a little bit, you know.
Hey, he wants to show you he's partying in the back, man. Even at 45.
I mean, all I got to say is God bless him, because fucking that's anytime the subject of best all-around hockey players come up, the one thing almost everybody I talk to does is they forget to factor in longevity. I mean, yeah, you know, they go, oh, Bobby Orr. Okay, but Bobby Orr didn't play for fucking decades. I mean, we're talking the best. If we're talking the best all around, they have to excel at a lot of things. I mean, him.
You beat Joe Louis's ass.
Him, Chelios. I think you got to put Jagr in. The only thing that Jagr doesn't have that Howland Chelios has is Jagr was not the physical presence ever that either of those two were.
Jagr was like a silent assassin, honestly. That's how I look at him, because everybody talked about Lemieux and the rest of the Penguins, and Jaromir Jagr, you know, they'd mention him every now and again, but he would silently just kill you. He would make the pass. He would get the assists. He would draw the double team. He would, you know, he'd score the hat trick, and he was like just so under the radar because of Lemieux and the rest of the Penguins that you didn't notice it until he killed you.
Yeah, and I mean that's why I said I think and I understand with the changing face of the NHL being as physical of a presence as Chelios and definitely Hauer when they played, it's not required. In fact, it's looked down upon in some circles of hockey thinking, especially the people who embraced the new NHL post mid 2000s lockout. But dude, he's got to be up there, even with that strike against him. Oh, yeah. Just because he played when you still had to play physical, and he's been able to adjust his game and still play when the game is more speed, and he's just getting older. I mean,
yeah, he's not walking around looking like Bob Probert, just looking for a fight so he can go sit down.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. This isn't an enforcer who's just like hanging in there because, well, fuck it. You know, that's what I'm going to do. This is what I do. So. Yeah, he's definitely got to be up there, and I look, maybe it's because he's one of the very few players that's still active that is like connected to, in my mind, the age, the type of hockey and the era of hockey that I like wish it would go back to, even though he doesn't really personify it, but. I'm all for it, man. Go out there. Dude, if he puts up 20 fucking goals, how many fucking non-20 goal scorers are skating around in the NHL today? Red Wings got a whole second, third, and fourth line full of them.
Last season on the fucking Panthers, he scored a hat trick. A fucking hat trick. 44 years old? A hat trick. Well, in the NHL. Not like in an old-timers league. I got you one. I got you one.
See if I can get his stats from last season. He had 16 goals, 30 assists for 46 points in 82 games. He played every fucking game for Florida last season. I mean, that's that's in. Tell me his conditioning isn't fucking like world-class athlete type shit. I mean, dude, think about this. His rookie season was 1990.
Well, see, he's the epitome of, and I know it's baseball, but the movie For the Love of the Game, that's Jagr right there. I think he has way more than enough money. The man has awards, records. He has the cups. He's good. He's there because he loves that fucking game.
I mean, dude, he's 2 years removed from a 27-goal season. He played 20 games in the 14-15 season, and he had 18 points. I mean, dude, 66 points at 43 years old.
Yeah, because the puck's like... Kidding.
And he was a plus 23 on top of it, which means he was contributing even when he wasn't scoring or getting an assist somehow.
Hey, Rich, real quick, taking the lead from you, look at Sam Elliott in Roadhouse, and then look at Sam Elliott in Incredible Hulk. Which one does he look older in?
Roadhouse, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Sam Elliott's always been 60 years old.
Always? What the fuck? Something going on in Hollywood. I got to get in.
That fountain of youth, or fountain of old.
It's a fountain of something. Magic Johnson had HIV in the early 90s. That motherfucker's still going. Not a sign of problem one. You tell me.
Well, I mean, 43 years old. Jagr wins the Bill Masterson Trophy, 7th in Hart Trophy, he's 35th in the Selke. I mean, dude, come on now. Makes an all-star team. I mean, if I'm a GM and I'm looking for a fucking guy to play a second line power play, I'm signing him. As long as he's not asking for some crazy fucking contract, I'm signing him. Fuck it. Why not? I'll take fucking, what'd I say, 46 points out of a third line forward. I'll take that any day. But I don't know. Yeah, his contract was what? Shit. All this information they're not telling me how much he signed for. Let's see here.
Wasn't it $1 million?
And I think the league minimum is $650,000. So if he gives you 15 goals and 30 assists, I think you got a pretty good deal right there. That's how I'm looking at it. So
good for him, man. Excuse me.
So all right. So do we move on to football?
Plow into it. It's about that time.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh yeah. And should we start with college?
Did you know that he made 5.5
Do you know the human
million?
head weighs 10 pounds? Like the little kid Jerry Maguire. Go ahead, dude.
Human non sequitur.
Right. And women have vaginas. All right. Jagr made $5.5 million last year.
Sweet.
Playing on Florida.
Yeah, with Panthers. Yeah. And 2016, 2017, his salary is $4 million. $1.5 million in incentives and a cap hit of $4 million, obviously. The incentives is $1.5 million game bonus, $300,000 each for 10, 20, 30, and 45. Stanley Cup, Art Ross, or Hart Trophy are all $5,000 a piece if he gets it. Now, this was in his contract, so he knew about the incentives. This 45-years-old guy has the incentive of a Hart Trophy, of the Art Ross Trophy. That's his incentive. 45. Let that sink in.
It's a good agent. So, can we go back to talking about football now?
Absolutely.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah. Let's talk about college. Guess who had faith? Oh,
faith?
buddy. Oh, yeah. Michigan
You got a blessing. You got a blessing, because I don't know who the fuck played Michigan State, but it damn sure was
the Iowa Hawkeyes, sir. The Iowa Hawkeyes.
No. I watched the whole game. That was not the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Oh. Boy, I'm a lot more optimistic going into this weekend, too. Especially, what's his name? Spate's out for multiple weeks.
Uh-huh. That was good news. That's not the bad news. What are you talking?
Yeah. So
that's good news for Michigan. Bad news for Michigan State. Spate's out. Now you got a very mobile, very capable quarterback in there.
I don't know. Rich gave a damning statistic about Michigan in the red zone last show.
Okay.
It just had me thinking ever since then.
Right. Space, damning statistic in the red zone. You got a corn now, mobile, capable, accurate quarterback. That's not good news for MSU, my friend.
Well, we'll see. On Saturday, Sparty goes into the big house and steals one.
In the big house? Come on now, dude.
Hey, they've done it
before.
before.
What I tell you about going to the West Coast and buying the shake?
They've done it before, man. They've done it before. I'm going to go to West Coast. I got a card, man. I got a medical marijuana card in Michigan. I need your West Coast shake.
Need to step up their game.
Michigan weed makes me sound this insane.
Oh, that makes sense.
That Detroit ditchweed.
Yeah. No, man, it was encouraging on Saturday. I'll say that at the least.
Dude, Iowa Hawkeyes didn't show up. Michigan State was shocked. They were like, so we can run over here? All right, bet. They got in the huddle and they were like, who are these fucking guys?
If it was your precious Lions, you'd be celebrating the victory.
My precious Lions did win. Excuse you? I did celebrate the victory? What? Huh?
Mister,
okay.
they still... Mister, it's still real to me, damn it. They still beat the Falcons in your heart.
Well, we'll get to it.
In your heart, they're 4-0.
Continue rubbing your cock with the green and white.
No, just it's done. All right, I'm hard. All right, I'm ready to go. It's MSU Michigan weekend,
and that's what you get with a Michigan State fan. Okay.
Hey, I guess that's all there is to say. Was there any really other standout college games this weekend?
No, not really.
I ain't talking shit. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, you can talk shit, Rich. You're
no,
good.
I talked shit last year.
You're safe.
Last year. I knew last year it was gonna who was gonna win that game.
Well,
Not so much this year.
You had Calvin Johnson on your team. What do you want?
What the
fuck are you talking about?
What was his name? Denard Robinson?
What? Shoelace? He hasn't been there for like years now, man.
Oh, no. Peppers.
Jabril Peppers?
Yeah, see, I got Kansas weed. I'm way higher.
Cleveland Brown, Jabril Peppers?
That's the guy. That's your Calvin Johnson. Get him the ball. What do you mean we lost? We got him the ball, and you lost because of it. Shut up.
So, well, then I guess we'll just move on to the pros then. I mean...
I've got to put my suit on and start the pros.
We'll do this first?
I got to, because after that, everything will make sense what happened last week and the week before.
Here we go.
Here it comes.
I told you. He started telling me about it, Rich, and I just stopped. I was like, let's see my natural reactions.
That's kind of what Rich said when I called him.
For the show. So let's go, X-Files. Let's see what you got to say.
This is definitely an X-Files moment. I've taken the fucking tinfoil hat, made a fucking suit out of it. I look good. I am getting a huge feeling from the NFL the same way I did with the WWE. It stinks of scandal. It stinks of winners being picked. And I can't say as far that the owners and players and everybody are in on it. The rest might be in on it. It just, with all the hype of the attendance dropping in the stadiums and the gameplay, the national anthem protest, President Trump, and all that. It just, I get the feeling when I watch these games that they're scripted somehow. The best players in the National Football League are getting injured for like 6 to 8 games, some for the entire season. Some of the best players in the GOAT, if you will, is 2-2. Shut up. Some players have forgotten how to throw the ball. Others can't catch it, even if you hit them in the numbers or the hands. You could walk up and hand it to them, and it looks like they'll drop it. The best rushers in the NFL can't run. They run into the back of the center and fall down. One of the sacks that the Lions got on Eli Manning, if you guys watch it, Ansa missed Eli's foot. But Eli falls down just to fall down. I can't explain it. But there is a sack where Ansys gets the credit for the sack, and he's on the ground and his hand swipes, but misses Eli, and he falls down anyway. It's a tinfoil suit. It's a huge suit because I just don't see the product that we saw last year from anybody. Nobody. The Giants are 0-4, 0-5, whatever the fuck. Really? I mean, none of this shit makes sense. Coming into this season, everybody knew who the rushers were, who the quarterback were, who the receivers are going to be. Amari Cooper, it can't catch one ball. I mean, one.
Earl,
go ahead, man.
You're just talking about football things happening is your basis for this.
No. It's not.
I'm looking right here that there's an average of 115,000 jobs in the NFL. You're talking about 115,000 people being in on something.
No, man, it doesn't have to be. Like I said, it could be just the refs. The refs are calling penalties left and right. The game that you said that it was a shit show, I think it was overseas. The second one, it was
the Dolphins and the Saints.
Right. There were 53 plays, okay, and 16 penalties called. Come on, man. Come on, seriously? And every fucking team, every game overseas, one team scores a fuck ton and the other one can't find the end zone at all. Or the uprights, for that matter.
I think this is going to be an island you're going to find yourself alone on, man.
No. I'm on my island. I know that. I told you it was a tinfoil suit. No hat. It just feels like it's scripted, okay? And it's creeping me the fuck out. I might have had too many drugs, but it's creeping me the fuck out. Because they talk about attendance. They all of a sudden, the Lions can't be stopped only by a review. And the fucking refs, did they lose one? And the Giants can't win no matter what.
Points.
Yeah.
Score more points. The call doesn't matter.
But whatever. But my point is that they can't be stopped by anybody, and the Giants can't win against anybody. All of a sudden, the Jets are resurgent. Cleveland beats, the fucking Steelers. I'm like, come on now. Or Chicago beats the Steelers. I quit. I can't even.
You quit? So you're not going to watch football on Sunday anymore, huh?
It's not like that. I'm not protesting NFL and shit like that. I'm just telling you, bro. It gets icky for me. And then I want to mention, my thoughts and prayers definitely go out to people in Las Vegas. That shit, man, that's no bueno. That can happen to anybody, and that's terrible. I don't want people listening and thinking we're not going to say, we think about you, because we do. That sucks. There's nothing you can say about it that's going to make anything any better. We just hope everybody gets through it. That being said, I just, you guys got to see it the way I see it. I'm watching these games, and I'm like, how the fuck can he not catch all of a sudden?
That's what happens. Abilities decline.
Across the whole fucking league, bro?
All right, here's my take on the conversation we had. And granted, it wasn't a very long one, but still, it was enough to get the gist of it. When it was Sunday, before the Sunday night game started.
Rich was like, new phone, who dis?
Well, the Sunday night game starts, and, you hit us up in the group chat, and you're like, look at the score, look at it, what are we watching? Baseball or football? And then what happens?
The Seahawks beat the. That's our butt fuck of the week. I believe we called it.
Last night, you look at. I brought it up to a coworker, your theory, and he's like, "Oh man, I don't think so." But I mean, who knows these days? You did have that shit with the NBA, and it's not like you can't get to an official. Everybody has a price. And I'm like, it's pretty much what I said. I said if it was going to be a fix, the fix was going to be in. It would, whether it came from the NFL itself or from outside sources, gamblers, whoever, it would have to go through the officials. But then you look at last night's game, where everyone thought it was going to be close, and what happened?
It definitely blew them out.
Exactly. So my criticism of your theory is, like most people who look for a conspiracy theory, when it ends up the way that you think it's going to end up or want it to end up before it happens, you point to it as irrefutable proof. But when it goes the opposite direction, well, then just ignore that. Don't look at that. That doesn't have anything to do with what I was saying.
Well, yeah, no, I see what you're saying. I do, but I'm not pointing at one specific instance. That's what I was telling Chris. He was saying skills decline, yada, yada. I get that, but not across the entire fucking league, bro. Rushers can't rush. Receivers can't catch. It's like somebody, it feels to me, it really feels to me that somebody went and said, look, people are trying to boycott us. Our sales are down in the fucking stadium. We got to start making this game closer. All right, drop a few passes. Don't do what everybody thinks you're going to do.
See, now that I agreed with you on Sunday, and that's not even conspiracy shit. The NFL has been talking about they want closer games, they want parity for years now. And just like we were talking about with baseball and how they basically engineered this artificial game 163 into a one game winner take all playoff game. That's what the NFL's been doing. I mean, I remember hearing about this shit after the second win for the Patriots, their second Super Bowl win. People going, where's the parity? Where's the parity? So much for parity.
Yeah, I mean, you watch the last Patriots game and he's down 30 to 17, and then here comes Tom. Out of left field, and he can't be stopped. All game he's been stopped. All game he's been held off the field. But now, here it is, baby. It's like, what the fuck? We've seen this. This was the fucking Super Bowl. Stop.
But have you ever watched sports before? I mean, stuff like you're talking about happens all the time.
Yeah, dude, it does. You're right. It does. But this week we had, two or three overtime games? Stop, man. That doesn't happen all the time.
So
when the league's actually competitive, so now the fix is in? Does it have to be lopsided?
Did the fucking genie come and miracle everybody? And now it's competitive? It wasn't last year. And now it is? They just made that great of moves? Great draft decisions? Come on, man. The one thing that this fantasy league has shown me is how bad everybody across the league is doing.
Don't be mad because you drafted shitty.
I won. Thank you. But anyways, it just shows me, I'm like, and then I start watching these games. Dude, as much as I hate Chicago, they showed me something I ain't never fucking, and I'll never see it again. It was the butt fumble part 2. And if you guys hadn't seen it, go look that shit up. The center snaps the ball, hits his own butt, ends up hitting Mike Glennon in the fucking leg, who punts it between the middle of the fucking linebackers. They jump on it, boom, turnover. I've never seen that. I've never laughed so hard at a football play in my life, and I'll never see it again. It was the funniest shit. And I'm like, this is where we're at. This is some bullshit. Something's wrong.
I don't know, man. I think there's too many moving parts for what you're suggesting to be going down. I mean,
you think that way, but if the fix is in, and it is through the refs, Chris, I'm just going through the tinfoil suit, and I know it's crazy, but if it is the refs, if somebody gets close to the 50-yard line or to the other side of the field the refs are going to bring them back and make it third and fucking impossible, man. You know what I mean? They can do it, and they have done it. I've watched the games where they've moved them back to 3rd and 20, 2nd and 30. It's like, seriously, dude? Wow.
Well, and look, and this is something that gets said a lot anytime any type of conspiracy theory gets brought up. And Chris, you did it. Walked right into it. Which, as you said, there's how many employees by the NFL, so everybody has to keep quiet on it. That's not how shit like this works. Shit like this works is you need a handful of people, and that handful of people need to shut the fuck up. You don't need everybody involved. I mean, and that's not to say that that's what's going on in the NFL. That's just if a corporation's going to fuck over its own employees, it doesn't go tell all the employees they're going to fuck them over. The people at the top make the decision, they put the wheel in motion, and everybody keeps their mouth shut to get away with it. By the time everybody realizes they just got their pocket picked, it's too late, they're out of a job, and they're sitting in the unemployment line. Not much you can do at that point.
Truth be told, you can only do 32 people. Just do every head coach. Look, we're gonna make sure you make the playoffs, all right? And when you're in the playoffs, you're on your own. But right now, I need you to lose a game or two.
I just think we're in too opportunistic of a society at this point for somebody who somebody who ends up disgruntled in this situation not coming forward at this point.
But once again, if it was just simply a few people at the top of the NFL food chain and some referees, as long as they take care of them referees, people at the top of the food chain are still going to get their fucking fair share, your fair share, his fair share, half the fucking league's fair share. They're not going to fucking no one cries for them. They're not going to be starving. They just got to spread the fucking wealth around. And if they do it, it is possible. But I mean, a lot of things are fucking possible. That doesn't mean it's true. I mean, it's possible I could, walk out this door and, Aubrey Plaza could be out there with her, butt cheeks spread wide open saying, drill me in the ass and, come on my face.
What?
Don't think it's likely.
Right here?
But it's possible.
Really? Is it my birthday today?
But
Not tonight, I have a headache.
This isn't a theory that's like new as far as people saying sports, the fix is in, especially when shit goes bad outside of sports. Hey, let's give the people something to take their mind off of shit, blah, blah, blah. What was it? End of baseball season last year? That pitcher for the Marlins got killed. And we sat here for like an hour, well, not an hour, like half hour, and talked about, that his best friend on the team, his first at bat, first pitch, boom, home run. And we talked about that they served that ball, serve him up a meatball, or was that a genuine home run? I mean, granted, it's not a earth-shaking conspiracy if that pitcher said, I'm just going to throw him a batting practice fastball straight down the middle. What he does with it, I'll give him this one shot. If he fucking whiffs, that's his problem. If he watches it go by, that's his problem. But, I mean, wouldn't that be like, basically along the lines of what we're talking about? The game being fixed to a certain extent? Someone throwing the game, etc.? Someone doing something on purpose to change the outcome of something?
Yeah, that's exactly it. And I'm not talking about they've picked the fucking world champs already. It just appears to me, my biggest problem here, the reason I'm wearing a suit right now and not just a hat, is I don't believe in coincidences. You have this whole problem with the national anthem, all right? It's bigger than Kaepernick. Fuck equal rights. This is about fucking Trump or whatever. You got that problem. You got that bad press. You got the teams that are the juggernauts of the NFL, all right? So you already know who's going to win, all right? And that is driving down ticket prices to the stadium, all right? So you got all these issues. How do you change it? Well, you got to change up the script. And how do you do that? Well, like Chris has pointed out, you're not going to get every fucking team to agree. All right, so we get a couple of refs, make sure they don't get to the 50, and if they do, move them back 10 yards.
I think if there is any type of fuckery going on behind the scenes, that it has a lot more to do with the fact that the owners care about one thing, making money. And this bullshit with Nealon or Lincoln Arms or whatever the fuck has really started fucking, from their point of view, with their bank accounts. None of them are going to be eating government cheese anytime soon. But still, these aren't rich people. These are wealthy people. They're going to hand this wealth down through generations of their family, as long as they don't end up with, like, you know, some Paris Hilton down the line who blows it all on fucking coke and DJ fucking lessons. All right, I mean, so could I see it? Could I see them going, hey, let's change the product up to get everybody stop talking about this shit? Because I guarantee you, most of these owners don't give a fuck about the protest, don't really give a fuck about what Trump says. They just want this shit to go away.
Yeah, they want to stop fucking with their money. You're right.
There's
and
a
all
reason,
of this is fucking with that.
There's a reason that, what was it, Fox Sports or was it ESPN, came out and said they're no longer going to show the national anthem on television broadcast.
Yeah, it was ESPN.
They don't want it in the conversation, period. We've said it before. This has turned from a player, according to him, trying to draw attention to a subject, trying to start a conversation, into the ice bucket challenge. You now have fucking 10-year-old peewee football players taking knees. Now, forgive me, and I understand that we live in a society where 10-year-olds are much more savvy than they were even when we were 10 years old, 30 years ago, give or take. But you're telling me that every 10-year-old that took a knee on that fucking peewee football field knew the significance of what they were doing? No. Come the fuck on.
No.
That was from the coaches on down, telling the players, this is what we're going to do. And so they did it, period. I mean, it's turned into a debacle. It's turned into a fucking three-ring circus. Now, owners don't want this shit. They just want to go back to business as usual. I mean, viewership dropped 8% last season at its lowest point. It's dropped 11% from the 8% it dropped last season.
Yeah, because there are people that are bullshitting, but there are people that are seriously boycotting and not watching the NFL anymore.
I mean, so if you think about that, if you take the 8% from last season, the 11% from this season, you add it up, they've lost 19% of their viewership from 2 seasons ago. That's 1/5 of their fucking audience.
Yeah, but the revenue doesn't reflect that, though. I think I keep thinking that's skewed, though, because there's this thing now called online, you know, and I don't know if it includes those statistics, because I mean,
you thinking it's people streaming shit, maybe through an illegal site or something like that?
Or no, if it's watched on your tablet or on your computer, does it count?
Oh, I don't fucking know. I know that Thursday Night Football, you can watch up to an hour for free, I think, per week. And after that, you have to log in. I'm pretty sure once you log in, that's being counted towards the ratings.
Like the last week's London game was on Amazon. The one before it was on Yahoo. I mean, that's the thing. These TV ratings, is it still the Nielsen ratings? You know what I'm saying? Does it not? What does it count? I guess that's always what I wonder when I hear that. Like, yeah, sure, but look at their revenues. I mean, didn't they make like $13 billion last year, something like that? You know, it's not like it's.
Yeah, but Chris, it's going further than that. Like Rich said, this Nealon business and all of this has impacted almost every aspect of their pocket. Okay, ticket sales are down, viewership is down. Also, people are starting to say they should be taxed. NFL isn't taxed; they need to be taxed.
No, no. Dude, 2 years ago they dropped their tax exempt status. They've been taxed for the last 2 seasons.
Yes.
Right. So with all of that, dude, something has to happen. And it's not, and it is my whole suit, not just my hat, that says that the owners came together and said, dude, just change up a little bit the first half of the season. And it's only going to be the first half. After the first half of the season, it's business as usual. Patriots are coming back. Everything's going to work. All of a sudden, Zeke finds his lane, you know. But right now, it just I feel like I'm getting a show. that's already been planned. And this is a homer. This is the Lions fan. 0-16, I was like, come on, boys, we got one. We get one. Oh, all right, next week. This guy. And I'm telling you that the Lions look great, but why do they look great? I don't know, because it just doesn't seem right.
Wow, so in your world, the Lions looking good, it has to be a conspiracy.
Unfortunately, I started this season with hopes and dreams, and I'm watching them, and I'm like, yeah. And then as the season went on, I'm like, what the fuck?
What?
He didn't even touch him, and he dropped. It happened in two different games. Aaron Rodgers, or not Aaron Rodgers, what's his name? Eli Manning and another quarterback. They weren't touched. They were touched by a hand, and then weren't touched again, and then just fell down. Like, okay.
If you say so, man.
Well, look, here's the facts remain this. There's been more than just a few precedents that this has happened in sports before. The Black Sox scandal, the shit in the NBA, point shaving in college basketball and football. I mean, this is anytime money's on the line, there's a chance for corruption. And to me, I think it's as silly as it is to sit here and say, I know for sure the entire thing is fixed. It's just as silly to say, I know for sure no one's on the take. I mean,
I agree. And Chris, keep in mind with my stoop foil theory, I'm not saying, like I said, that they've already picked the Super Bowl winner and all of this bullshit. But I mean, you got to tell me what's the bigger story, the kneeling or the fact that that 4 overtime games, 3 overtime games, nobody could score in fucking London. The Texans with their brand new quarterback score 57 points over the Titans, who only scored 14. And we're going to talk about this.
Do I think everything's 100% ethical? No. Do I think we're getting a choreographed show on Sunday? No. I think it's kind of far-fetched.
It's not. It's not, hey, I'm going to give you the stunner here. You're going to throw me over here. Make sure I get over the rope. It's not that type of choreograph. I just think people were like, hey, change the script up just a tad bit. All right, let's lose a game or two. Let's shock and awe people and remind them that this is football. This is what can happen in a football game. LA Rams come out of nowhere and sucker punch the Cowboys.
I think just sports being sports, man.
Okay, and I'm with you, but I'm telling you, it just looked like I was being offered a show. I didn't feel the genuine. I didn't feel the we got this. Here, throw catch, run there, stop them here. It didn't feel that way. It felt like, do I go down now? I didn't hear the signal. Now? Okay, I'm going down.
What's I'm saying? You think we're getting a choreographed event, man? I think that's...
I honestly, 100%, if this happens, if this is not legit, this is something with the refs. Because I have never seen as many penalties called in the first half or first quarter of the season as I have this one. Like I told you, overseas, 0-0 score, 53 plays, 16 penalties. Nah, man. Come on now.
I mean, I will say this. The NFL's, like I said, made no bones. They want closer games. They want parity across the league. Do I think it's beyond Goodell and his cronies to give a mandate to the umpires and the refs? Hey, look, call these games. Make them closer. I mean, I don't think that's that far-fetched. That's how come when I start seeing shit like 5-on-3 or in a 20-minute period in hockey, most of it a team is on the power play, or I'm just like
things that make you go,
doesn't sit well with me. I mean, usually the rules are the tighter and closer the game gets to coming down to the line, the more they let them play. Let the players decide on the field who wins.
That's my end evidence right there is the NHL. NHL and the 90s was huge. People like Rich and I and everybody else, would gather and we wouldn't miss a game. Be it if we went to the game, we were at somebody's house, we were watching these fucking games. And now you can't find it. You can't find a game anywhere, especially if you live in Kansas. There isn't any, ever. But, I think the NFL is getting the goose pimples on their neck, like, oh shit, no. Come back. No, we got a product. Look. No, the Bears are Bears. Dub Bears, they're back. No, come back. Keep watching. Come to the stadium. We got this. We got new stadium in Vegas. Come here. Sorry. Here, look. Because if they don't do something, they're going to end up like the NHL. Because they've already started pissing people off with the kneeling and the president and all this bullshit. And, there's no way that these 32 owners are going to let any of this money, go. And they don't even want to come close to the state of the NHL, to where people are like, well, you know what? I'll just leave the NFL and go play in the CFL or, whatever.
That ain't going to happen.
Okay,
That's not going to happen anytime soon.
It's not going to happen anytime in this near future. We're not talking 5 years from now. But if they don't do something, it's going to happen, bro. From the CTE, from the concussions, from all the, rape and all of the crime and everything that these players are doing. And now they're taking a knee for
Hold up. No. Bro, I've let you go on and on and on, and I've let you speculate and get out on the fringes of the X-Files fucking crowd. I got to call bullshit on you, man. We went over this last week. It is not, oh my God, all these crimes and all these rapes and all this domestic violence. Those numbers are not anywhere near epidemic, okay? That's ridiculous.
No. Hear me out, man. It's not like epidemic proportions, like 1 in every 3 fucking NFL players are committing crimes. What I'm telling you is, with the level of the crime that these few, very few, select few, are making headlines, okay? That are being put out there on headlines.
What headlines were there this offseason? Who got... There was
Ezekiel Elliott, the star running back for the American team.
Punching a DJ, and that was it. It's a pretty quiet offseason, quite honestly.
Oh, my God, you guys are narrowing it. Stop. You're moving my goalpost. Rich, all I'm saying is there's nothing good about the NFL out there right now, okay? Nothing.
Why do you watch it?
Here's the thing. I am a fan. Okay, but as a homer, as I said, it's starting to look like a show. Like they already knew, be it the refs or somebody else. They already knew. And with the press that's getting, the NFL is getting from everything, from crimes, from CTE, from PEDs, from national anthem, from all of it. They're losing money. Something had to change. It looks like
they're not losing
changed.
Money. What are you talking about?
Oh, come on.
They did not operate at a loss last year.
It's not that they're taking a loss. The money that they could be making isn't coming in anymore. Did you see the stadium in LA?
Yeah. Did you see that the two teams that were playing? It's a matchup no one wanted to see.
Okay, but that was a hell of a game, though, wasn't it? Wasn't it? That's my point, bro. All of a sudden, the script has flipped. Now you don't want to miss it because these teams are doing this, and Jared Goff, who couldn't complete a pass to save his life last season, can fucking throw, 60-yard bombs. And the sleeping defense of LA is now just mad as fuck and is ready to show everybody. Now, it is a theory. I'm going to leave it alone because, as Rich has said, I've went to the fringe, and I'm just saying, with all the bad press that the NFL is getting, it's costing them to go down a peg. And they don't like to go down at all. And something had to happen.
I think the two biggest problems they're facing right now as we speak. Short term, the kneeling issue. Period. Because you have fans who, before the fucking Falcons, before the fucking Ravens game, the announcer made it crystal clear the players were kneeling in what was it? Like prayer for whatever tragedy had just happened. And the minute the crowd saw players start kneeling, national anthem not playing, nothing to do with the national anthem, they started booing. And then the players stood up and they played the national anthem. And it's like people don't even realize what the fuck they're booing. They're just pissed and they're taking it out on anybody who looks like, hey, this person might disagree with me. This person might do something that pisses me off. NHL does not want this. NHL does not want to be involved in politics. Or NFL doesn't want to be involved in politics. Right? It's all bullshit to them. They don't care. I'm guaranteeing, out of everybody who has an opinion about fucking Black Lives Matter, the NFL cares the least. The only Black lives they care about are the players that they pay to win championships. That's it. Players and staff. They don't give a shit.
White men. All 32 white men, by the way.
Hey, before we start sounding the death knell for the NFL, I'd like to point out Sunday Night Football and Thursday Night Football were the top 2 TV shows last week.
Now, if you want to talk about the long term, it's the concussion issue. That's what I think long term is going to fuck the NFL more than anything, and that's what's going to bring more change to the NFL. Which, I think they could really fucking go the overcorrection route, because we love doing that in this country. You know, hey, that scale is a little bit balanced to the right, so we're going to dump fucking 1 million pounds on the left until the right's just ass up in the air. And no, that's not any type of code for political shit. I'm just making a point of, if you got a scale in front of you, instead of balancing the scale, we always fucking overcorrect. And I think that's when you're going to start seeing people really walk, and that's when you're going to see people go, I'm not going to watch this shit fucking product. Why would I? I listen to other podcasts where people are like, I just don't watch anything else with the NFL outside of the Lions. I watch more college football now. That's unheard of, man. When I was younger and people said, you watch college football, but you don't watch pro football? And I said, yeah, I was looked at like I had like 3 dicks growing out of my forehead. Like, how the fuck do you watch college football, not pro football? I don't know, never got into it. So those are the 2 things I think that short term, they gotta figure this fucking shit out. They gotta figure this out. Either people are going to have to accept that they're going to see players doing things that they don't like, or people are going to have to decide they're not going to games anymore. And then that's going to have to be it. You're not going to change anything. There's not enough people who are going to fucking get so pissed off at the NFL that they're going to walk away from it and put that much of a dent in their fucking profit margin where the NFL is going to panic and do something crazy. Now, I do think as a business, the NFL is in a fucking shitty situation. Because the people who do support the players who are kneeling want to boycott the NFL because Kaepernick still doesn't have a job. And the people who don't support the players kneeling want to boycott the NFL because the players are kneeling. There's really, it's a lose-lose situation for them. And that's why they tried to fucking, whoa, kung fu fighting fucking Tai Chi the shit into, it's all about unity. Let's all link arms together. Unity. Surprised they didn't dig up Rick James's fucking corpse.
Yeah,
put him out there at halftime. Yeah, unity. You know, to sing that shit.
Last night's most watched program was the Monday Night Football on cable. And that sinking ship is the NFL there, ICEman.
Yeah, but Chris, you gotta admit, of course you're not going to run at a fucking deficit. Of course you're not going to run in the red. But if they see that instead of making, just to throw some numbers out there, instead of making $1 billion this week, they only made $900 million. That's unacceptable to them, especially the NFL. The NFL has just seen in the last, 25, 30 years, unprecedented growth. Their profits just keep going up and up and up and up. Case in point, look at two of the 5 most valuable franchises on the entire planet are now NFL franchises, the Cowboys and the Patriots. I mean, that wasn't the case 30, 25 years ago. So from that point of view, yeah, I could see some owners fucking getting indignant about it. Well, hey, it just cost me $100 million. When you have a couple billion in the bank, what's $100 million to you? I mean, that's where you get into where it's relative. It's all relative to the person you're talking about. To the Ford family, you think they give a fuck about that? No. Do you think the Ford family is going to sweat if 5,000 tickets don't get sold? No. They didn't give a shit during the 2000s when they put a horrible product out there.
Yeah, but those are the Fords. I mean, Lions aren't their only cash cow, if you will.
But what I'm saying is these are the type of people that own these franchises. You know, Robert Kraft. I mean, look at that last name. You think he's hurting for money? I know
Absolutely
a lot of people that eat Velveeta still.
I'm saying though, it's that. It's the bottom line. You know, it's not that they're going to go broke, Chris, or you know, anytime soon that NFL is going to be in an NHL position. But they are losing money, and it keeps going down, and it keeps getting worse for them. It was just Kaepernick, and everybody isolated him, and you're the black sheep. Now everybody's doing it, and it's costing them money, and they don't know how to fix it. Like Rich said, let's preach unity. And then that's not working either, because whenever they take knees without the anthem, they still fucking boo. Now what do we do? Well, I don't know. Let me think. Well, fuck, the president just hit us. Oh, shit. And we got people still yelling about concussions. Now we got people yelling about all the crimes that our players are committing, like it's a vast majority. It's a couple players. And they're just watching dollar, 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 dollar. And they're like, so what do we do? Well, let's flip the script. Let's give them something to watch. Make them, like you said, any given Sunday, Chris. Can happen. It's football. Look what happened. It's football. All of a sudden, like I said, everybody's winning that's not supposed to. It's all what the fucking. Week 3 was all kinds of what the fuckins. You said it yourself. And then all the talk was what the fuckins. It wasn't kneeling, wasn't, all of this bullshit. It was what the fuckins about football. And can you believe this happened? That's how I think it happened. And I think Chris, it might have been the refs or anything else.
Chris, will you acquiesce and say that ICEman might have a point if we're sitting here doing the show before the Super Bowl and somehow the Giants and the Browns are in it?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you very much. All right. my rant is over. It's been way over.
Hour later.
It's been way over. I just want you to understand it just doesn't look good. It's going to end soon. Because all they wanted to do was remind you it's fucking football.
Well, I will continue. I'll be like the band, all right? I'll be fucking. I'll be there on the couch on Sunday, playing on the ship as it goes down there, watching the sinking ship that is the NFL for 12 hours every fucking Sunday. Can we talk about last Sunday?
Ooh, let's do it.
Let's start with the home team.
You want to talk about Sunday and not Thursday, huh?
We can do both. What about Thursday?
Yeah.
Packers beat the Bears. Duh.
Yeah, but the Packers are by the slimmest, tiniest, thinnest thread holding on to the de facto winners of the NFC North. Their injuries are just piling up, man.
Yeah. Oh, it's terrible. They have Aaron Rodgers and they have Aaron Rodgers.
I mean, it's just their number one running back in the depth chart, Ty Montgomery, gone, broken ribs.
The number 2 running back gone. They're on their 3rd running back.
Yeah, what's his name? Aaron Jones or something like that.
Yep.
Some shit.
Mitch Trubisky's getting the start next week for Chicago.
Which, I mean, we kind of expected that. I mean, we were like, how long will this fucking Glennon experiment last until they throw his ass in there?
Yeah, I think the punt between the linebackers kind of ended that. It's the funniest fucking play I've ever seen in my life.
But I mean,
it was so funny.
Just to get back on the Green Bay tip real quick, it's not like they got fucking any star wideouts that are fucking setting the world on fire, and their tight ends ain't doing shit neither.
Yeah.
Well, Randall Cobb, but he's been hurt.
I mean, I think
Jordy Nelson
hurt.
I think it's fair to say, unless the Bears have a historic resurgence that. And I guess get me a big old fucking jug of that Honolulu Blue Kool-Aid. because I'm going to say it. I think it's safe to say at this point that it's the NFC North. If the Lions can win against Green Bay, it's pretty much theirs to lose. And Green Bay is looking beatable.
Green Bay is beat the fuck up. So that's why they look beatable. And just so you know, it's week 4. Thank you.
Doesn't fucking... What are you talking about?
You said it's week 5. It's week 4.
No, it's about to be week 5, man.
Anyways.
Is there any games left to play in week 4?
Absolutely not.
Then we're done with week 4. Jesus Christ. I didn't believe... At Monday at 12:01 a.m. Is it still Sunday?
After Monday night football, my picks were done on week 4. So you love me. It's okay. Anyways,
no, I don't know. The only thing I can say is through 4 games, you were absolutely right. ICEman, the Lions, and I still maintain this. Call me tinfoil hat, whatever. I don't give a fuck. I don't think that call gets reversed if they're the fucking Steelers, they're the Patriots, they're the Cowboys, they're the Packers. They're a marquee team for the league.
If it was the team they were playing, Rich, the Super Bowl contender, Atlanta Falcons, that doesn't get changed.
I mean, because all they'd have to do is say, upon further review, there's no irrefutable evidence to overrule the call on the field. The call on the field stands. That's all they have to fucking say. They don't even have to rationalize their call. But the minute they made that call, they already went into damage control. And what's going to make it worse is if the Lions lose the NFC North because of that game.
Probably.
I mean, it's just that is SOL, OTL, whatever you want to call it. Only the Lions, same old Lions. That would be so fucking Lions. Their fans would just have to shake their head and go, "What did the Ford family like kick baby Jesus in the dick at some point? Are we cursed here?"
Well, if they go 14-2, like ICEman says, they got
nothing
be
to
having
worry
that conversation.
About.
Yeah.
Well, that's how many times have you heard this in Detroit about the Lions? If they just win their fucking games, they don't have to worry about what the other teams do. I've heard that for decades now, and they never do it. It always comes down to some other team has to fucking stumble, or they have to go through a team that they historically can't do shit against, and they get there and they don't do shit against them. Well, if this is going to be their year, they need to get the fuck over that shit and just start steamrolling. It's just steamroll motherfuckers.
Rub some dirt on that shit.
It's kind of what they're doing. Kind of.
Really? Come on, man. I said in the chat. I'll say it right now. Right now, they've done what they're known to do right now. All their wins are against 500 and below, and their 1 losses against above the only 500 team that they've played.
You're right, but I also want to point out they've done what you said they couldn't do for most of this season already. Because you've picked against them until this game.
I picked them to beat the winning Atlanta game, and they failed me.
I'm not going there. That's another hour.
What? I picked them. I got proof. I said they were at home, and everyone thought they were going to lose. So that's why I picked them. Now, back in July, when we were killing time during the dog days of summer, absolutely not. I didn't pick them against Atlanta. But the weekly picks. But
they won before they lost. That's all I can tell you.
I don't even know what the fuck that means.
It means they won before they lost. There was 8 seconds left. They were in the lead. The Reds said, "No, you don't. You don't win. Sorry." So they won before they lost.
Yeah, that'll count going into the playoffs.
Gave them motivation to kick the shit out of the Vikings. And I also want to put on the record.
I wouldn't call that kicking the shit out of the Vikings.
Okay, hang on. I want to put on the record and change your tune because it's not about the score at this point. This is the second star running back we've hurt. That pisses me off because I have Bell in my draft, and we play him in 4 weeks. Damn it. Dalvin Cook for Vikings, they're gone. He ain't coming back. Bad knee.
Yeah. No, yeah. But that was a non-contact injury, buddy. That wasn't.
Yeah,
we didn't do that to him.
My Lions defender wasn't there. He wouldn't try to make the cut.
His knee, I saw it in slow motion. His knee gave out.
Yeah, he tried to make a cut to go around a Lions defender. Oops.
Sure. All right, Lions greatest ever.
He told you, Homer.
Greatest team ever.
Yes, it is. Welcome to the club.
You put the Lions defender put the voodoo on his ACL. You're right.
DJ's wrist, his ACL. Who's next? They are Goldberg. Say something.
Yeah. So, Lions. Well, I mean, they're 3-1. We'll see. They're officially in the category of me of we'll see.
And we need to address the fact that excuse me. Was it Sports Illustrated, the article I sent, has them, or excuse me, the NFL themselves has the Lions ranked at number 2 in the power rankings?
No.
Oh, stop that.
No.
Yes. Oh, yes.
You think they are the second best team in the NFL right now?
You're right. My bad. You're absolutely right. They're number 1. The fuck are they doing at number 2? Fuck the Chiefs.
No.
Right.
No.
Okay. I had to get my homer pick there. No, they are not number 1. But tell me a team that's better than them from what you've seen in 4 weeks. Because you done said Arizona was better than them. Thanks for playing. Get out. And then you said they got no chance against Eli Manning and his 2 Super Bowl rings. Well, go polish them because you didn't win.
See, teams that I think are better than the Lions at the moment.
Well, because I'm so interested because people you think are better than the Lions lose. So do it.
The Falcons.
Go.
I think the Falcons are better.
Falcons aren't better. Falcons got lucky.
I think the Steelers are better.
Keep going.
I think the Eagles are better.
No.
I think the Broncos are better. I think the Chiefs.
Really?
I think the Chiefs are way better.
Chiefs are the number 1 team, so yeah.
I just named like 4 teams that I think are better than the Lions.
Well, lucky for you, they've played the Falcons. Like I said, that's another hour. And coming up soon, coming to a TV near you, they're playing the Steelers. So they'll show you their worth there. And ain't no way Carson Wentz is going to beat no, stop it.
I think the Patriots are better. Their offense is way better. Their defense has issues, but
the Patriots are overrated.
Okay, I'll remember that when we're sitting there talking about them going to the AFC Championship game again.
I got to get off my Homer's bench. All right, look, are they number 2? Man,
no,
maybe
no,
dude. They are fucking a tick's dick away from being 4-0.
They're a top 10 team. They might even be sniffing the top 5 at this point in time, but they are in no way the second best team in the league. No way.
We'll see what happens. That's all I'm saying. I like where they're at.
Where are Sports Illustrated's offices located at? California, Oregon, Washington, Colorado? Because I want some of what they're smoking, man. But
yeah.
Let's see.
Let's see what happens.
All right. Let's see. Yeah, the London game. Boy, bubble burst for Miami pretty quick this season, huh? Between the hurricane and the fact that they seem to suck ass.
Second time in a row, one team doesn't score, the other one runs up the score. Go figure.
Yeah, but it took them to like what? Yeah, second half really to start scoring. You don't think jet lag factors in a little bit?
That's no. That was the game that was 53 plays and 16 penalties, bruh. Even the fucking announcer was like, well, if you think the game's just slow, it's because we had 53 plays and 16 penalties. Can't really get momentum going. Matter of fact, there's nothing you can get going.
Well, I mean, you also have the fact that when they lined up in the Wildcat, Cutler just stood there. Once the play ensued, I mean, he was just like, don't give a fuck. Like, seriously, if I'm in the front office in Miami, I'm going, who the fuck's idea was it to bring this asshole here? Send him up here with everything in his desk in a box. I need to talk to him.
Yeah. Coach wants to see you. Yeah, bring the playbook.
Yeah, I mean, get the fuck out of here, man.
Was it me, or did he just have the look like, hey, they paid me enough to get on the field, but this bullshit,
And somebody said he was supposed to be in the broadcast booth at that game, and he scored just as many touchdowns as if he would have been in the broadcast booth at that game.
Well, I think he's kind of, he's much more lucrative. It's much more lucrative for him to go be on the Dolphins for the season than it is in a booth. But if he'd have went to the booth, he'd been overshadowed by Romo Damas.
Romo Damas.
So I swear to
God,
that's
not funny. Yeah, go ahead, Rich.
I'm telling you, dude, it's like the motherfucker's got the playbook, both teams open in front of him, because he just the super edit of him in the first 4 weeks, just calling plays and then executing the play just like he called it, just keeps getting longer and longer and longer. I guarantee you, some team's finally going to bitch and go, would you tell him to stop doing that?
He even draws on the teleprompter before they snap the ball who they're giving it to and the lane they're going to run in. Dude, it looks sick. It looks like Madden on my Xbox. I'm not kidding. I'm like hold down the right trigger. Man.
Tell that guy to shut up.
Seriously. I hold down the right trigger, I see where I'm going, and then I go. It's the same thing when he fucking commentates the game.
Coordinators are making sure to DVR any broadcast that Romo's on. But next game, the Bills beating the Falcons, huh?
See?
The first place Buffalo Bills in the NFC East. What is this, 1989?
Nah, man, it's football. It's football.
Hey, then we'll continue to talk about the farce. The Bengals beat the Browns. Shocker. The Rams beat the Cowboys. Are we buying the Rams? The first place, Los Angeles Rams.
I've been bought their defense from week one.
Do you guys remember that movie where the quarterback broke his neck and they went and cloned him and put his memories back in him?
No.
There's a movie like that, and I think that's what they did to Jared Goff.
What?
They just put him in a better body and put his memories in there because he couldn't do shit his first year at the Rams. Now he can't be stopped.
Well, he knows how to football in the NFL now. He's got a season
he does.
under his belt.
And I heard this, and I was kind of like, ooh, shit. Jeff Fisher's gone, and an announcer, I don't remember who it was, but an announcer brought up the fact that Jeff Fisher was gone, and now the Rams are taking off, and they go, yeah, it kind of proves that Jeff Fisher should have never left St. Louis. Ouch.
Yeah, and then the surprising 3-1 Carolina Panthers beat the Patriots. I already said it. I think the New England offense is fine. The defense has got problems. But are you buying the Panthers? Rich, this is a division rival for you. You buying this?
No, and the reason I'm not is because Cam's proven to be a head case, in my opinion.
Scam Newton.
I'm sure that there's somebody out there shouting at their fucking phone or whatever they're listening to on, going, fuck him, whatever. But the truth is, it's just, I don't think he can handle losing mentally, and I don't think he can handle winning mentally. I think he's a fucking head case. And I don't think the Panthers are the type of team that can just skate in being barely more than 500 into the playoffs and do something once they're there. I don't know. I'm not sold on Cam Newton. Yeah, he had some exciting plays few seasons ago, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That's nice. But it's just not enough to get me fucking on, firmly behind him in his camp. So,
hang on. I'm with Rich on this. I'm not buying the Panthers. Panthers are 3-1, but the Panthers have beat the 49ers, the Bills, and barely scraped by on the Patriots, but they got beat by the Saints handedly, 34-13. They got throttled, okay? And ironic as this is, the GOAT, Tom Brady, at the end of the game for the Panthers was bitching about the refs. Meh. I digress.
All right.
So, no, the Panthers are not for real. Give them a real game. Watch them flutter.
Next up, the Jets beat the Jaguars. The surprisingly 2-2 New York Jets, who this podcaster's mouth has described them as a shit show. Apparently not so much.
Still a shit show.
I don't know which two of those teams I'm not buying more. The Jags or the Jets.
Oh, no, the Jets. Oh, definitely.
I mean, I'm just... There's nobody worth giving the ball to in the backfield that's not named Leonard Fournette and the Jags. I mean, and who do they really have to throw to? I mean, Allen Robinson's out. I mean, I just don't see the offensive weapons on the Jags.
Well, I mean, they have them. But Blake Bortles, meh. I mean, the new coach can only bring so much, And, Leonard Fournette can only run so far, so... But here, once again, look at the record. The Jets got throttled by the Bills. Got handled by the Raiders. They beat the Dolphins, who was pissed off that they had to take their bye week the first week. And then this one at the Jaguars in overtime. I mean, again, not buying the Jets. Good day, sir.
The game we all thought was going to be the best game of the week turned out to be not as close as we thought it was going to be. The Steelers beating the Ravens. But doesn't this how this go with these teams? And then the next time they play, won't the Ravens probably spank them?
Yeah, I almost feel like you can't gauge how well either of these teams are going to do all season long based upon how they play each other. This is a serious dislike these two teams have for each other. So I mean, it's in my mind, it's like U of M, Ohio State. There's been plenty of times that one team's been bucking for that Rose Bowl appearance, Big Ten championship, maybe even national championship hopes on the line. The other team's just had a fucking meh or worse shit season. And the team with the shit season comes in and just rises to the challenge for no goddamn good reason. Just because fuck Michigan State, or not Michigan State, fuck U of M or fuck Ohio State. That's the reason. Because I've pretty much given up on the fucking Steelers. I know we sing the song of their people and say they're a second half team and blah, 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 blah. I think Big Ben's damn near running on an empty.
Well, the problem for the Ravens was Bell. Bell finally found his lane and his legs.
Yeah, but I just don't see him doing that week in, week out. When running backs go, they go quick. And to me, a telltale sign is when they start having more bad games than good games. I mean, if they played 16 games and 4 or 5 of those games, Bell rushed, for 20 yards, something like that, no touchdowns, no receptions. Okay, he had some bad games. But if you reverse those numbers, to me, it just doesn't bode well for him. That's why running backs aren't as valued as high as they used to be in the NFL. They're seen as we can easily get someone to replace them in the second, third round. I mean, remember when the Rams chose Gurley as high as they did? People were like, what the fuck are they doing choosing a running back that high? That's a wasted pick these days.
Yeah. No, had to do with my fantasy team. Good Lord. Injuries everywhere. Next up, did anybody see this one coming? Earl, you already alluded to it. The Texans just taking it to Pound Town, population Tennessee Titans. Good God, man.
Who is Deshaun Watson? Anybody?
That's are we?
He's Randy Watson's cousin who played Joe the Cop on That's My Mama.
Who the fuck is that guy, man?
Are we buying this guy? Is he legit?
Oh, he is legit. He's 100%. I am all in on this guy. I'm not kidding.
Is Tom Savage sitting on the bed going, "Oh man"?
Oh, Tom Savage is done packed up. Yeah, I'm done here.
Maybe he's inquiring to the Texans about the replacement for Mariota.
Yeah.
Here you go, man. 25 attempts, or 34 attempts, 25 completions, 83 yards, 4 touchdown passes, and 1 INT. Yeah, I'm going to say that kid's for real.
Cardinals beating the 49ers, but at 0-4, it seems everyone beats the 49ers this year.
Still, it took them overtime.
I know.
And it was that close of a game. Like, if I'm a Cardinals fan, you got to be looking at this going, "Fuck, is this a lost season? Is this an 8-8 season here?"
I think so.
Because that's what they're
They
showing.
lost their Megatron. What do you need? Their go-to was hand it to DJ, and when they couldn't do that, they would throw, and they would do that so they could throw it to Fitzgerald. Well, that option's gone. What do? Well, they got Chris Johnson. Yeah, it's not DJ.
Yeah.
It's not Chardonnay.
Chardonnay.
Yeah. Just because you didn't have to, the jersey has the same name. It's not the same guy. The Eagles at the Chargers. Man, the Chargers, huh? They just keep finding... a phrase we're familiar here with in Detroit. They just keep snatching defeat from the jaws of victory.
Here,
They do, man.
the Chargers are so fucked up and clusterfuck right now that they almost threw out Boltman and banned him from the fucking stadium. When you're throwing out your number one fan and threatening him with a ban, something's wrong here. Something's very, very wrong here.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but hey, I'm not shocked. I said I had a feeling about the Eagles this season. I mean, so far they're 3-1. They're doing better than I thought. I figured they'd be 500 at this point and maybe play spoiler. But if they can keep it up, who knows, man? I mean, NFL's got them number 3 in the power rankings.
Yeah, so. I don't think they're that high in the power ranking, and here's why. Chargers are 0-4. I'm going to go with my moniker as ICEman, and I called it, everyone. They're old. All right, you're looking at name recognition at this point. Rivers, Gates, you know the name. But, yeah, they're through. They're all done.
They're through?
They're through.
They're so through they dropped the R?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And I'm not talking THROUGH. No, that's just cheating. It's Scrabble. Through.
Hey, speaking of Thu, the Giants losing to the Buccaneers.
Yeah, buddy. I called that one. I told you, if you lose to the Giants, you got issues. Because Giants, they got issues. And it's all about that offensive line. And if Gerald McCoy couldn't get in there and make something happen with his crew, nah. Just go help the relief of the Hurricanes, guys.
So if it's a Giants-Chargers Super Bowl, I'll buy your conspiracy theory. Nice, man.
All I got to say is that the Buccaneers, the game should not have been as close as it was.
Agreed.
Bucks, I don't know what the fuck you're doing down there in Tampa, but you're not exactly instilling confidence in your fucking fans stranded in Lion territory. Like, I'm not walking away from that win talking shit. I'm walking away from that win wiping my brow going, whew, that was close.
Yeah. And then Raiders, Broncos. The Broncos come out on top. Oh, Raiders, this isn't this. We thought the Raiders were just going to be charging through, fucking everything that moves, raping and pillaging the NFL, and...
Who knew that Carr was the second coming of Tony Romo?
I know, right?
Oh, I so had that one. Yes, I'm right there with you. Every time that fucker gets on the field, he broke his back, he broke his bone. They call him Mr. Glass.
Crabtree injured as well. E.J. Manuel making an appearance in this game.
Dude,
yeah, even Amari Cooper can't catch a fucking thing. Nothing.
Even Beast Mode didn't do a goddamn thing. I mean, it's just like, dude, what the fuck? What are you guys doing? This was supposed to be the season. You're supposed to make a Super Bowl run. The fuck are you guys doing?
Send off out of Oakland the right way. Remember? You were going to give him one before you took off? No? All right.
Dude, 9 attempts for 12 yards for a 1.2, or, I don't know his average. But still, dude, 12 yards. And let's just be honest here. All right, yeah, he's had his beast mode moments, running over people, but he ain't ran over someone and then fucking just ran into the end zone, turned around, grabbed his crotch, and flipped into the end zone. His best game was his first game against Tennessee, 76 yards. Since then, it's been just a steady decline, 45, 18, 12.
It was a 40-degree day.
They were saying that they were trying to do the opposite with him, to ease him back into it. They gave him 18 carries on the first week, 12 on the second, 6 against Washington, 9 against Denver. They're doing the opposite with Lynch of what they said they were going to do. If they were going to ease him back into the game, they'd have gave him 9. You know what I'm saying? They'd have gave him the 9 attempts the first game. Go from there. I mean, I almost feel bad for Oakland fans. Sorry, Mikey B.
Yeah, I know he doesn't want to talk about it right now. He was over here. I was hassling him earlier about what's up with your team. And then Sunday Night Football, and it was our butt fuck of the week, rape of the week, whatever you want to call it.
Got throttled.
Yeah, the Colts. I mean, they need Andrew Luck, and they need him bad.
Andrew Luck, shit. They need more than Andrew Luck, my friend. Andrew Luck is not going to help them stop Seattle scoring 46 fucking points. Oh my goodness. Outscored by the Texans at 57, but 46, come on, man.
Eddie Lacy returns from the dead in this game. Been like a healthy scratch for the first 4 weeks.
He has a healthy scratch. That's all he does is scratch his nuts, big fat fuck.
Yeah.
He's the fat back. That's what I call him. Oh, the fat back's in play.
And then Monday Night Football, the Chiefs stay perfect.
Oh yeah, train keeps rolling.
Yeah.
He doesn't like that.
Give a fuck. That's what he looks like in that big ass red shirt. I do. What the fuck?
Referring to Cousins.
Oh.
And no,
okay,
he
my
doesn't
bad.
like that.
No, we're just talking about Andy Reid looking like the Kool-Aid man.
All right. With that all being said, guys, I've got to fucking know who the hell is Kareem Hunt.
He's that guy, dude. He's the best.
He is that guy,
He's
man.
the best running back in the NFL this year.
He's the
best
sleeper.
back in the NFL for many moons, my friend.
He's the best fantasy player to own this year.
It's not even about that. It's just watching that man run. I get itches of Barry.
You know who he is? Motherfucker, Earl. He's the guy you've tried to trade for like 2 or 3 separate times and been told fuck off every time.
He's not for sale.
Yes.
I'll give you Gronk for him. The fuck? No. This ain't a drinking contest. What the fuck's Gronk going to do for me?
Yeah.
That's all right. Chris, how's Carr doing? You want Wentz? Wentz.
You dropped him. He's on the waiver wire. Dude, I got like 6 claims in this week.
Me too. Get off of Deshaun Jackson. I had him. As soon as I saw it, I had him.
I guess it's going to come
Deshaun
down to
Watson.
wire over. Hey, I don't want him. I got 2 people in mind, and neither of them are him. But anyway, so, yeah, that was this week. Yeehaw. Buckle up, baby. There's only There's one undefeated team left. It's the Chiefs, right?
Well, it's all a matter of opinion, but okay.
According to the standings that the National Football League uses...
One team.
Yes, there's only one undefeated team. That's the Chiefs. Who hasn't won? Cleveland, you have not
Chargers.
won. The Chargers, you have not won. The Giants, you have not won. The 49ers, you have not won. Three of those names not used to being in the basement.
It's football. I'm going to quote Chris over here. It's football.
Yeah. Well, if it's all fake, why are you participating in the conversation anyway?
It's not fake, I'm telling you.
The National Fake Football League at another F?
The National Fake League? No, I don't think it's fake. I just think that the refs are helping it along to, once again, it's football. You're talking about football. You're talking about Kareem Hunt. You're talking about what the hell, Giants. You're not talking about kneeling and CTE and PED and crime. You're not doing all that. You're talking about football now.
Look, I out of all those teams you mentioned, Eli, dude, he plays in New York. He plays for the Giants. He's won 2 Super Bowls. He took down Goliath to win one of those Super Bowls. New York's a pressure cooker, as is for anybody who plays for any of those sports teams. I mean, how much longer did they let him go? I mean, if they keep losing with him, at what point do they say, okay, all right, take a seat?
Right, but Richard, I am not a huge, I'm not a fan, not even close to, I'm not even a at this point of Eli Manning, but I've explained that. And it's not him, unfortunately. I wish it was him, but it's not him. That line has got to go.
But that's what I'm getting at. If they're planning on trying to keep him for a couple more seasons and not put him out to pasture, how long do you fucking keep playing him in a lost cause of a season, knowing that line is porous as fuck, and at any point he can get blindsided and it's good night, career over with?
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. I mean, was it 0-6 before they set him down?
No, that's unfortunately what I was talking. Not that he wouldn't get blindsided. They are not going to sit him down. But at the same time, they have to figure it out. That's the problem. Their line is a massive issue. Every single person team for the last 4 weeks has throttled the Giants because of that line.
I thought it was a flashback to his first game in 2004 against the Jets when he got crushed on the blind side. Like, he was taking hits like he's a fucking rookie out there. I mean, and he's not. I don't know. I mean, I understand no athlete who's healthy and is capable of going out there and playing wants to be benched. But if you're the Giants and you're still counting on him to be your guy for another 2-3 seasons, and this punishment, if let's say it gets worse that he's taken due to that line, how many games are you shaving off his career to save his fucking ego?
I'm with you, but I don't think it would be the head coach or Eli's, doing of him sitting down or playing, because according to the head coach, Eli is not performing well. He called him out. I don't know. I don't think it was after the Lions game. I think it was after the 3rd week. He called Eli out and said it was bad communication with the quarterback and everything else. But no, I totally agree with you.
Isn't that kind of? I mean, let's just be honest for a sec. Isn't that kind of the safe call out to do?
Absolutely not. Anybody that watched that game that knows anything about football could watch that game and go, "Fuck, he's running for his life." I speculate that he looked at, it looks kind of suspicious that he falls down and he's not touched, but at the same time, he's like, I'm not getting hurt over this. Get me a fucking line. Look, they're coming. I'm down. I'm just down. Fuck it.
All right.
Oh.
Well, I want to do these picks.
Let's do them.
Oh, this is going to be fun.
Hold on. Let me bring up the schedule.
I'm going with the team from Michigan. That's my pick.
Yeah, I see what you did there. But yeah, I guess we will start with the college game this week. To the big house, Ann Arbor. Spartans.
You can't. Come on.
Wait a minute.
We set up the game, and then we'll get to the fucking...
What's the standings?
Yeah, I was... all right. Do those first. Just gonna set up the game, and then do the standings. All right, whatever. I guess I can't have any drama. All right, so... coming in third, the 542% on the year so far, 39 and 33. Rich, 569, 41 and 31. Myself, dropping under 700, but still in the lead at 694 at 50-22. It is the ICEman.
Yes, sir. Anybody who's listening to this podcast knows that I am happy as fuck that it's week 4 and I'm at the top of this list.
Yes, yeah, that's where you came in last year. So
even with the what the fuckins week on 3 and scratching head on 4, week 4, I'm still there. I'm good.
Break your wrist jerking yourself up. All right.
Yeah, and the other one's patting my back. So
gotcha. So what order are we doing this in?
My man, until it changes, I am not changing this order.
Gotcha. All right.
You guys talk your stuff, and then I'll tell them who wins.
This college game in Ann Arbor this weekend. With only 2 teams from Michigan.
Come on. Come on, Sparty.
I'm picking the one that wears green.
No, you can't go green and white. You don't bleed like that.
Yeah. Whatever. Michigan State. Rich, it's your turn.
Oh, this is a faith pick for me, and to me, the rest of the season hinges on this pick. I'm going U of M, but I think it's a very losable game, and I think if they lose it, it's not going to be pretty from here on out. Because I don't. They're not beating Ohio State. Not unless something miraculous happens between now and the last game of the season. I don't think they're beating Wisconsin, and Penn State has a real good chance of getting neck deep in their ass. So, I mean, I'm giving them 3 losses right there, and my maybe was Michigan State. And I don't know, man. Michigan State might just be pissed enough and angry enough to go, you know what? Let's fuck their season up. Because dude, 1 touchdown and 12 trips to the red zone. I understand they have a different quarterback in there. 1 Spate went down, but come on, dude. That is abysmal. And this is from a coach who's supposedly the quarterback whisperer, so. Yep, on pure faith and homerism, I'm picking Michigan.
I don't see this as a close game.
Hope you're right.
Even if Sparty wanted to, even if they wanted to make it a close game, they don't have the personnel. They need lightning to strike twice, and Lewerk needs to go somewhere. That guy, whew. I don't know who showed up last week. I know you were supposed to, you were scheduled, but somebody forgot to tell you that it was, the game started. I don't know what happened. But I can tell you, Sparty doesn't have they are running on pure heart, and that's great, and I applaud their effort, but they aren't going even to come close. I'm going to have issues with Michigan, like you said, Rich. But I think Ohio is beatable. Ohio State, I think, is definitely beatable. Penn State, issue. Big issue. But this week, nah. You got a mobile quarterback, an accurate quarterback. Spade needs to just sit there and take a note of 5 and watch. They're in the big house. Sorry, Sparty.
Just pick Michigan.
Yep, that's what I'm picking.
All
Big
right.
M.
Thursday night football. The Pats heading to Raymond James to play Rich's Buccaneers. I mean, New England's got some problems in the secondary department. And famous Jameis can throw the ball. And they're at home. But the GOAT doesn't lose 2 in a row. Give me the Pats.
Yeah.
This will be interesting.
No, I gotta go with the Pats. I mean, I until Brady proves to me that his decline has started and he starts losing back-to-back games, because I don't even think not being at home factors into this team. I think the Patriots are that good still. Doesn't matter. It's an away game. It does not matter. They're going to go in there and they're going to own the place. And watch, there'll probably be a good amount of fucking Pats jerseys in the stands.
Let's just drive down. What is it? 95.
Yeah,
Coming from Boston?
Roughly. Yeah, you got. Once you get to Florida, you got to jump on another little highway. But yeah. On top of that, the one thing I don't like hearing coming out of Tampa is Deshaun Jackson bitching about the lack of productivity for the offense. You're too new. You're a veteran. You've earned your respect, but you're too new of a guy in the locker room to be fucking spouting off. And that's a young team. And I think that's going to be a problem. If he's going to be that guy, that's the guy they didn't want him to be when they picked him up. So, yeah, give me the Pats and probably the Bucks on a way to a wonderful 8-8 season. Yay!
Hey, everyone was worried about New England. I'll tell you, the offense is fine. In the last 2 games, the offense has scored 66 points. The problem is, in the last 2 games, the defense has let in 66 points. So that's the problem.
Well, I mean, the Patriots are ranked 30th against the pass.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all there is to it. And Winston's going to be passing. Yeah, Muscle Hamster's coming back. I think he's number 1 in the depth chart, but I don't think he's going to make much of a fucking difference.
Hey, isn't he still suspended?
No, his suspension's over.
Okay.
For using Adderall. Fucking idiot. Jesus.
I have issues. First of all, it's fucking Thursday game. Meh. I'm what the fuckins on those games. But here's my issues. The Patriots are 2-2. Now, whether it's my 10-suit theory or whatever, this would be the last week it would be done. And the Bucks are very similar to Cam Newton and the Panthers. Very similar. The similar defense, similar offense. I have many recordings on this show of praise to B&B, but I don't look at him as Deshaun Jackson as that guy, Rich. Terrell Owens, that guy. You know, I think he was being inspirational. I think he was grabbing the reins and showing, famous Jameis how to lead that team. You have to get in the ass sometimes and chew it off if it needs to be. Because then the truth be told, he's correct with Winston, Mike Evans, him, and now the muscle hamster itching to run. I mean, and you do have a decent line. It's solid. There's some things you could do, but other than that, dude, come on. You got the recipe for success. It's time to put up. So this week, I'm going to go with the Bucks. I think Tom Brady is going to try too hard to get it to Gronk and get it to his receivers, and I think he's going to be behind in the fourth quarter, and it's just not going to be enough.
right. Sunday, 1 o'clock games. The bye weeks start this week. Buffalo at Cincinnati. Buffalo's been getting it done. Red Rockets shown back up in Cincinnati. But, I mean, they got AJ Green. I mean, Buffalo's defense ain't fucking around. So I guess give me Buffalo.
Yeah, Bengals have given me nothing to have faith in. Buffalo's been doing it. So until they stop doing it, fuck it. Got to go with the team that's actually walking the walk. Or walking the talk. Give me Buffalo.
Yeah, Andy Dalton kind of rebounded and everything, but he just doesn't have weapons. He's got AJ Green, and then he's got he has AJ Green. So and you're right. Buffalo has righted their ship, got past the fucking Ryan era. I don't know. Prove me wrong, Bills. I'm going to pick Buff. Boy, I love losing Super Bowls. But this ain't it, so.
All right, next game, the Jets at the Browns. Holy shit. Guess who's getting picked for the first time this year to win a game? Give me the Jets. All right, technical difficulties. We're back. We didn't lose much. Rich picked the Jets. ICEman picked Cleveland. He's fucking daredevil this week with some of his picks.
No, it's just, I'm telling you, it's with my tinfoil suit theory. This would be the last week. And if the Browns are going to win a game, it's going to be against somebody like the frickin' Jets.
Right.
You got Deshaun Kaiser. He's coming around. It's a Deshaun world now. Watson, Kaiser, everybody. You get a Deshaun, everybody gets a Deshaun.
All right. Next up, Homer. Here you go. The Carolina Panthers coming into Ford Field to take on the Detroit Lions.
Bring it, you Patriot-beaten motherfuckers.
Dude, they just beat the Pats. I'm taking Carolina.
No, like I said, no faith in that in Cam Newton. I'm not so sure that the Panthers won that game as much as the Patriots lost that game. So, Lions are at home. That's the deciding factor for me. Give me the Lions.
Well, for me, it's what you said, Chris. The Patriots is okay. Their offense is amazing. Their problem is the defense. Well, hello. Best defense, Detroit Lions. So come get some all you can eat, Panthers, because you're about to get sacked. You're going to meet another defense in Detroit with a defensive line that can hurt you. And they might, so, guard your shoulder. Watch your head, because we're coming. However, they are backed up by some hellified linebackers. The corners are on point. And, we got Quinn as our safety. Our defense is stacked, racked, and ready to, pack. So, sorry about that.
It's quite a long story, but very well told.
Yeah, my lines, baby.
ICEman, home of the 5-minute pick.
Well, whatever, the Lions would eat a Panther any day of the week.
If this motherfucker was sitting
at Sunday.
If he was sitting at the bottom of the pick pile, he'd be real quick with his picks.
No.
That gives you inspiration. You when you beat me in the picks, you guys can select it and put me up top, and I'll just say whoever I want. I won't even give a detailed description.
The first of 2 toilet bowls on the schedule this week. The San Francisco 49ers heading to Lucas Oil to play the Colts. You know what? I think the Niners get their first win this week. They got more weapons than the Colts. Give me the Niners.
Damn, man. Why you gotta say exactly what I was gonna say? Why you play that dumb song? Yeah, give me the Niners.
Yeah, I can't even talk for a minute. Give me the Niners. You guys were, like I said, you were talking about they need luck back in a bad way. They need a lot more than luck. Luck isn't going to help them at all.
Them motherfuckers need Jesus.
Yeah, Jesus. Yeah, in a hurry. In a fucking hurry.
All right. Next game, the Titans with either Mariota or what was it, Matt Castle? It was one of those he's still playing moments.
Wait a minute. I thought Mariota was out.
I was reading things today that it's not so bad, that his hamstring his hamstring injury is kind of like DeMarco Murray's, like something he might be able to play through, or maybe he is out. I don't know. But yeah, the Titans at the Dolphins. Give me the home team, I guess. Give me the Dolphins.
You mean Titans? I think that Jay Cutler standing there after the ball was hiked in that Wildcat formation is the perfect metaphor for a Jay Cutler led team. He just don't give a fuck. So
yeah, I can't. This is definitely a shit show. Dolphins is home, but Titans got throttled by a rookie. So it's not even about their offense. Where the fuck was the Titan defense? 57 points? Shut up, kid. Okay. All right. I'm going to pick the Titans because Jay Cutler is not going to throw 4 touchdowns and run one in. Titans.
All right. The next toilet bowl. The Los Angeles Chargers. The New York Giants. Oh, someone's getting a win. Someone's leaving this game with a win.
I know who it is.
Watch that shit end in a tie.
Yeah, no, right. Is Odell healthy?
As he can be, I guess.
Then I like Rivers to Keenan Allen more than Eli to banged up Odell. Give me the Bolts.
Do I have to pick?
Yes.
But I don't wanna.
But I don't wanna.
I'm gonna go with the Chargers. Yeah, they're old, whatever. But man, that offensive line in New York is just historically bad. I mean, it is. Our local Giants Slappy has nothing good to say about it, so you know it's bad then. So, yeah, give me the Chargers.
Absolutely the Chargers. I know they're at home, and I know they're winless, and I know they're starving for a win. Odell Beckham is fighting through multiple injuries, so he might not be, but it doesn't frickin' matter because Eli can't stand up long enough to throw him the ball. Any ball that Eli is going to throw is a 50-50 ball, and I just don't see the Chargers letting that go. You got Bosa on that line? Nah. That's a Chargers moment to get their win. If they don't, there's problem in L.A.
Next up, the Cardinals at the Eagles. Give me the Eagles. Cardinals. David Johnson was their offense. John Brown's played maybe 1 of 4 games. Yeah. Give me the Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. Still going to ride that bandwagon until they give me a reason to hop off it. So, give me the Eagles.
Carson Wentz, not so good in fantasy, but in real life, motherfucker could play. He's living up to, why they drafted him. He is, if anything else, he is definitely the leader of the team. And the Eagles are proud of that. They got their Donovan McNabb back, if you will. And I like it. I do. I absolutely do. Give me the Eagles.
You're insane. He's a top 10 quarterback. All right, next, the Jacksonville.
Who's the top 10 quarterback?
Wentz. In fantasy.
What? I said that. No.
Yeah, he is. Jacksonville.
I got him on my team.
At Pittsburgh. Come on. I mean, there's more weapons on Pittsburgh. You got AB. You got LB. You got Jesse James. One day Vance McDonald's going to catch a touchdown. You got Martavis Bryant. You got Leonard Fournette and Alan Hearns on Jacksonville. Mercedes Lewis sometimes. Marquise Lee. Give me the Steelers.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Steelers, but I'm going to say this. Apparently there's some dissension among the ranks in the clubhouse.
Big time.
Big Ben apparently had something to say about one of his wide receivers acting a fool. But I think even the Steelers, if they are having clubhouse issues, are just a better team than the Jaguars.
Yeah, Brown throwing a water cooler all over the sideline and getting all bent. Well, Big Ben's been around a minute. Is the sun setting? Possibly, probably. But even with the sun setting, the Jaguars have come up, and they should be proud of what they've done and where they're at. But Leonard hasn't met the Steelers' defense yet, and this is going to be a hard introduction. So, yeah, give me the Steelers.
All right, the Baltimore Ravens heading to Oakland. Yeah, I mean, sorry, give me the Ravens. I mean, Joe Flacco's at least the first-string guy.
Yeah, what is the prognosis on Carr?
He's done. He's got a fractured back.
2 to 6 weeks.
So 2017, the Oakland Raiders lost season.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me the Ravens.
Unfortunately, it's not that cut and dry, guys. It really isn't. This is one of those you might want to make sure you see it. It's not a must-watch, but you might want to see it.
I challenge you. And make sure your people's there, too.
You got a great Ravens defense. You got a solid Oakland defense. The receivers are still there for Oakland. They got a hell of a running back. He just needs to get his legs about him. This is actually quite hard. I'm going with the Raiders.
Starts off the pick with, this isn't so cut and dry. Goes to explain it as cut and dry. Then ends with, this is hard. Give me the Raiders. That's some more. Well, that's beyond. It's like neo-Orwellian doublespeak. Congratulations, bud.
Hey, man, I told you. I'm out there right now. I'm out there.
All right, next up, the division game. Seattle. Taking that plane down to LAX.
Ooh.
Taking on the LA Rams. As much as I believe in that Seattle defense, right now Russell Wilson's weapon is Russell Wilson. Give me the Rams. They're banged up as fuck in Seattle.
I don't know, man. I think this is where the Rams defense has been, as much as I've been singing their praises, they've been slowly showing cracks in the armor, and I think you're gonna see Seattle thoroughly put a crack in that fucking armor this week. So give me Seahawks.
I'm selling, guys. I'm on the Rams. No more Jeff Fisher. Jeff Goff can throw. He can, put drives together. Seattle is banged up, and the Legion of Boom has issues because now they're saying the Legion of Whom? Who the fuck's over there? Where are you guys at? They showed it obviously against the Colts because the Colts are, the Colts. But nah, I like it. I like the Rams in this one. They need to start justifying the record.
All right. Pack heading to the Jerry Dome, playing the Cowboys. Last year's, wasn't this the NFC Championship game last year? No, it wasn't. Never mind.
No.
It was the first round. Yeah. Give me Dallas. More weapons. More healthy weapons than the Pack.
Yeah, definitely. Packers, we talked about earlier, beat the fuck up. Barely clinging to that. Of course, we're going to win NFC North entitlement issue that they have. So I think they're going to get a whole big mouthful of America's team, whether they want it or not.
10 inches of America's team.
Now that's consent.
The Cowboys are the greatest team in the National Football League. They are going to chew them up, spit them out. They are going to pound them into the ground. They are going to make their children's children hurt. The Dallas Cowboys are going to want him dead. He wants their families dead. He wants their friends dead. Everybody they know dead.
I want to eat his heart. I want to eat his children. All praise to Allah. Sorry, you sounded like Mike Tyson when he went off on his rant about Lennox Lewis.
All right, next up.
Cowboys are going to fuck them until they love them.
Next up, butt fuck of the week watch on this, because I don't know how much I'm buying the home team with the Chiefs heading into Houston, taking on the Texans. Give me the Chiefs, man. They're a juggernaut right now.
Yeah, the oh yeah, Express gonna keep rolling.
Oh, she's asleep. I could pick against the Chiefs, right? There's issues.
I'm glad she can sleep with that Freightliner you have idling in the back.
Yeah, I know, right?
Hey, I got air.
You're full grown. You know what you remind me of now? You remind me of that Key and Peele sketch.
Hey, I got air.
I said,
All right, let me seriously analyze this for you. The Chiefs have issues. They got a great offensive weapon in Kareem Hunt. That's here nor there.
The only undefeated team in the league has issues, Rich. Listen up.
Yes. Peters. Okay? It's their corner. He is getting burnt on everything thrown his way. He's getting burnt because Barry, their safety, is out. Barry's played long enough with Peters to know that Peters needs help covering. And he would always drift to his side, and they would always make sure that the pass was not complete. Barry is now sitting. Peters is all alone, and he's getting burnt.
Is this about you burying a Peter?
I'm going to go with the Texans. This is their first loss. If I was you, Chris, I would not play Hunt. Because the Texans have a defensive line.
Whatever, I'm playing you. Fuck off.
I know, dude. The Texans have a defensive line that will not allow him to run.
What kind of half-ass fag attempt is this at some fucking psychological warfare before a fucking fantasy football game?
Shut up.
You will not.
My pick.
Wow. Just wow.
Deshaun putting up 57 on his first complete game. I'm a fan. 5 touchdown game. All right, Chiefs. See if they're for real.
Choo-choo, motherfucker. The Houston train is rolling for the Iceman. Monday Night Football. NFC North divisional battle. The Vikings at the Bears. Now that Dalvin Cook's gone. Yikes. I mean, they got Thielen. They got Diggs. Mitch Trubisky's first game would be give me the Vikings.
This is another one I don't want to pick. Can I just
fucking you? Are you serious right now?
Push? Can we just say that?
I'm going to take a ball again when you're done.
I don't know, man. It's Bears are at home. Bears are bringing out that fucking that quarterback that everybody's been waiting for. I just got a feeling. Give me the Bears.
Yeah, no, not even a little bit. I can't get there. I hate the fact that I have to pick one of them, but if I have to pick one of them, give me the Vikings.
All right.
Because I truly don't give a shit. One of them's going to take a loss. That's good for me.
Picks are in, ladies and gentlemen, for week 5. It's all fake anyways, so it doesn't matter, right, Iceman?
Oh, yeah, it's all going to be planned out. It's going to be close games, and just remember, folks, it's football. Don't worry about the man behind the corners, taking a knee. Look at the football. Look what happens.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I'll be there supporting I'll be sitting there arranging deck chairs on the Titanic every Sunday for 12 hours. Loving every second of it. Fake or not, people still go to the WWE shows, right? Hey,
that's right.
It's not fake. You've been listening. You've been downloading. You've been sharing. You've been following us at Sporgy Podcast on Twitter. You can drop us an email. Sporgy at ChristopherMedia.net. We're on Facebook, Instagram, all that fun stuff. And, I find it funny that all three of us are sitting. All that shit has been talked. We're all sitting here with the same record here at this point in the fantasy football season.
I'm honestly, I got one win. I'm happy.
Against me?
I mean, I look at it this way.
I got one win against Rich. Come on.
Hurricane Irma's win.
I look at it this way. Is what 12 games in the regular season for fantasy football?
13.
13. Okay, we're roughly a third of the way through the season, give or take a game. I lose this week. I might as well just fire sale it and just see if I can fucking just tank the season and be the worst person in fucking the league. Because it's just, dude, missing those first 3 rounds of the draft, I just realized something. Like this week, they drafted me some good wide receivers, but who the fuck for the first 3 rounds is going to pick 2 wide receivers and a tight end? Auto draft on ESPN, that's who. No fucking running back in that group? Really? None? Couldn't pick one? And then the first 2 wide receivers they auto draft had the same bye week. My 2 best players. Thank you, ESPN.
Well, the problem is the scoring I selected is standard scoring, and I thought I selected PPR. That's my bad. We'll remedy that next year.
My problem, I don't know what the fuck PPR that shit means.
Means points per reception. It means every time they catch the ball, you not only get the points that they get for the yardage, but they get a point for catching it. So if they catch a pass for 10 yards, instead of in our league, you get 0.10. You get 0.1 points. You get 1.1 in a PPR league. And put it this way: in our league, to win, you got to score 90. In the PPR league that I'm in with my buddies, you got to score 120 or 130 to win. It ups the game, son. Changes the game.
Well, all I know is, from here on out, I'm just going to assume I'm losing every game. So when you're playing me, go ahead and just take a pen and put a W right by my fucking team's name and enjoy the wins, everybody.
I'm going to stomp a mud hole in Iceman's ass this week. I'll tell you that.
Bring it on, bad boy. All your people are hurt. Bring it.
Oh, God. Oh, God, are they hurt. Or on bye. So that's a fun part of this week, too.
Right. And for the people that are still listening 4 hours later, I'm still looking for somebody who's placing bets on my picks. Because if I guarantee a pick...
I'll be on a plane to Las Vegas tomorrow.
If I guarantee a pick...
PayPal me money.
I will guarantee your money.
Oh, you're looking for an angel investor?
However, if you've won...
This ain't Rounders.
Just throw us some money. Chris will tell you how.
Yeah, you hit the donate button at ChristopherMedia.net. We're consenting adults. Figure it out.
All I'm saying is second year in a row, I can pick some shit.
God, he can't win 2 years in a row, Rich. He can't.
Uh-oh. If I win this year, you motherfuckers are getting together and buying me a trophy. And if I win the picks and the fucking fantasy league, y'all are in trouble.
You win the fantasy league. Big Rob from the ICEman, he's a sleeper.
Seriously.
He picked Brady first. Gets the first pick in the draft, picks Brady first. Makes it look like he doesn't know what he's doing, and he's 3-1. So, yeah. That's how that goes. So I guess we'll just thank everybody for listening, and we'll see you next week.
All right, later, guys.
Peace out, y'all.
If you like this show, please tell a friend. Please follow us on Twitter and like and share us on Facebook by searching for Christopher Media. You can subscribe to all ChristopherMedia.net shows for free on ChristopherMedia.net. Please make sure to rate and comment on all your favorite Christopher Media shows. Thank you in advance for supporting Christopher Media by clicking on the PayPal button and by clicking through to all the sponsors who support ChristopherMedia.net. Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net, and thank you for listening. Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.
Me, but also you. The Pharaoh fast forwards his favorite foreign film, Powder Donut. Okay, what's my line?
The only line I see here on the script is get options based on your budget with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive.
Oh man, that's a tongue twister, huh? I'm sorry, I'm gonna need a few more minutes. Bulbous Walrus, the Bulbous Walrus.
The Name Your Price tool, only from Progressive.
The owl ran afoul of the comatose coxswain.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Discovery Plus is the greatest collection of real-life entertainment on the planet. 55,000 episodes from networks like TLC, HGTV, and tons more. Woohoo! Discovery Plus. Stream now. Stream what you love.